Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Good evening, lovely people, or good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you're watching it and what time you're watching it. I hope you're all well and welcome to a Kop-ish special. Now, decided to do a little bit of a random topic here, but I think it feeds into the bigger narrative of the Championship and the Premier League, and then also the squad, Champions League qualification, transfers in general. So what we're going to do in this show is we're going to look at the Big Six plus Leicester, even though if we're saying the top six technically is Leicester, and either Arsenal or Tottenham have to drop out.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, for real. And if you're doing it like that, then it would mean Arsenal drop out, innit?
Well, no, arguably Tottenham or Arsenal. Arsenal won more trophies than Tottenham in the last few years. Tottenham have finished higher a couple times, so
yeah.
Up and down between North London. Basically,
True.
North London's in a state, basically.
It is. It definitely ain't red and it ain't white. I think it's blue.
I don't think there's a
London is just blue right now, I think,
there's just a black cloud over North London. And I think they're just riding the wave. What can you do? So we're going to look at the Big Six plus Leicester City, and we're actually going to tally up to see how many of those teams have world-class players and who has the most world-class players. And the reason I want to do this is because it'd be interesting to see how it all comes out. Now, we've not had conversations before this has started or anything. We generally want to do this to see how it all pans out, because let's say, for example, Man United, we decide Man United have the most world-class players, then you have to look at the manager. Whereas if you look at someone like Man City, who, when you think of it off the top of your head, you think, oh, maybe they've got the most world-class players. It may potentially look like, oh, right, maybe Pep's just doing what he's meant to be doing and not punching above his weight. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this goes. We're going to try and be as non-biased as possible. Obviously, you know, we are Liverpool fans at the end of the day, so we may be slightly more biased than normal.
We'll slightly.
We will see. So, what team do you want to? Should we start with our own team?
Yeah.
It's only fair to do that.
I think our one's kind of easy.
All right, you say that though, Matt. But here's where it gets techie.
You're going.
So, I'm gonna bring up this. Well, I'll put the squad. Should I put the squad on the screen? No, in fact, I won't. I'll just have it next to me and I'll read it out.
Go on.
All right. So, total number in the squad. We've got 4 goalkeepers. In fact, no, let's just do goalkeeper. We've got 4. Alisson, Adrian, Kelleher, and Pitaluga. How many of those are world class?
Bob, are we doing this? Yeah, Adrian by himself. Come on, Bob. Obviously, Ali, innit? It's Ali. It's not even a debate. It's just Ali by himself, and it always will be just Ali until something changes in the next 2, 3, 4 years.
All right.
Do you know what I mean?
So we've got Ali as world class.
Yeah.
All right. Now, in fact, you know what? I'll bring up the super chat now. Himanshu, what's the criteria you man are basing on? Right. I knew this was going to come up.
Yeah.
We're going to have our own criteria. We're not going to stipulate, but if we're saying someone's world class and someone else wants to deliberate it,
you've got to be able to challenge. Yeah,
you got to be able to back it up.
For real, because for me, it's about like body of work, innit? That's how I'm looking at it, body of work. And because if you do the whole form thing, I think form is too easy, because form can be a temporary thing. Do you know what I mean? Yes. Whereas your body of work over, say, 3 to 4 years, like, are you the best in your position, or are you seen as one of the top 5 in your position, so to speak? I'm kind of basing mine like that. That's how I'm looking at mine still.
All right. So for my criteria, it's are you top 5 in your position in the world?
Yeah, that's how I kind of look at it as well.
But also, out of the last 4 seasons, you've got to have had at least 3 seasons out of the 4 where you've been performing at a world-class level as well.
Yeah, of course. No, that goes without saying, though, to be fair. Yeah.
Geordie T says Salah, VVD, Fab, Allison, KDB, Bruno, Kane, Kante. That's really it. Depends on you who you consider world-class. For me, it's being top 3 in their position. That's fair enough. I've gone top 5, but top 3, I could understand that as well.
Yeah.
All right, so Allison, we both agreed Allison.
Yeah.
In defence now, we've got Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez, Tsimikas, Robbo, Ben Davies, Joel Matip, Reece Williams, Nathaniel Phillips, Trent, and Nico. Who have you got as world class, Matt?
Virgil, Robbo, and Trent. Those are the only 3.
I agree with that as well.
Like, I can't think, like, if you want to add to that, or if Drift wants to add to that, then, boy.
But last thing I heard was defenders, and then I'm guessing you reeled off the names, yeah?
Yeah, so
me
and Matt have gone for Trent, Robbo, and Virgil.
All right, yeah, cool. I'll go with that.
You sure?
Well, who else is world class?
I think Gomez is world class, but he's obviously been injured too much for me to really argue it.
So, what's your criteria for world class in this then?
What you've done in the last few seasons, like 2 or 3 years, how consistent you've been in that time. I definitely include eye test in that as well, because I don't think it can just always be statistics and form. World class is world class, and form is permanent. Form is temporary, class is permanent. And I'm sure I'm going to remember maybe 1 or 2. Yeah, a top 5 in your position, possibly top 7, because I think it's a bit far-fetched to say you have to be top 5 when there's so many positions in the world that may have a lot of people in that position. I'm used to back in the day. It's a lot less now. Back in the day, there was like so many players in one position. If you were 6th, it didn't mean you weren't world class. So I think there's different stipulations, but I'm sure we're going to argue quite a bit about this part along the way. But yeah, for me, that's it. So I think Gomez is a world class talent, and I think he was performing at a world class level before all that madness happened with the injuries and stuff. But I'll agree, I can't say that right now because he hasn't played football for a year, and he was off form before he had the injury. So a lot of people are going to argue against me on that as well.
Cool. Does that logic apply to Matip as well then, because of the injuries?
I was going to say.
I think Matip's a world-class centre-back if you're talking about form and ability as well. If you're talking about what he's given to Liverpool and his actual ability on the eye test, absolute done when he's fully at it. So, yeah.
Got a couple super chats here. So Geordie T says, "Ayo, Stevie Wonder special guest." You had to know this was coming, Drift.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. I've got a lot of anger and a lot of frustration in his eyes, so I don't want you to see it.
Fair enough. 1975 Jamrock says, "In what world is Gomez a top 5 centre back?"
But he's England's best centre back, that's for sure.
That wasn't a point, no. Top 5 in the world, we're talking.
Well, England's a top team and he's their best centre back. So I'm just saying it puts him in certain cases. That's
scooting around the subject, Drift. Like, is he a top 5 centre back?
Recency bias is going to make it hard for me to argue the case. No, he's not.
Cool. All right. Moving on to midfield then. I'm going to have to leave out Genie because obviously he's not technically...
Yeah, good now.
Yeah, he's not Liverpool, unfortunately, anymore, isn't it? So.
Yeah. So, Fabinho, Thiago, Milner, Keita, Henderson, Ox, Curtis, Shaqiri.
Hold on, run the names by me one more time. Sorry.
Fab, Thiago, Milner, Keita, Hendo, Ox, Curtis Jones, and Shaqiri.
Fab
and Thiago.
Yep. They're the only 2 that are certified. They are 30.
I am very tempted to throw Milner in there, but I think because of the situation with his age and what's happened, people are going to argue against me a lot. he's had a world-class career. That's a fact.
No,
so hold on. One sec.
If James Milner's world class, then boy.
No. James Milner's not in the world class category.
No, he's in a world class
now
career.
35 years old, but he's definitely had a world-class career.
He's in a world class career, but I don't know if I'll ever say that. I mean, it's tough, innit? It's whether you want to say he was or what. Because remember, bro, when I'm saying world class, yeah, man saying top 5, best in your position. Like, has he ever been that? He might have been like touching that at one point. Hold on.
Sir. Did you say Hendo when you was reading out that list, Carl?
I did say Henderson, and both of you never said his name.
Do you know what? I actually didn't hear you say it. Sorry.
I heard you loud and clear.
Sorry. And Hendo. How the fuck? I didn't hear you say it. That's why it slipped my mind. Out of sight, out of mind. He hasn't been on the pitch for a long time. Henderson, without a shadow of a doubt.
I'm going to be real. I love Jordan Henderson.
Yeah. I know I'm alone in this one, 100%.
Is he? No, because the reason why I say that is because depends how you want to look at it. He's got good footballing. In fact, no, he's got great footballing ability, yeah? He hasn't got elite footballing ability, but he's got great footballing ability. But I think what makes him is the leadership to go with the qualities that he has. Does that make you a world class? It depends how you want to look at it, because I'd say some of Henderson's best attributes are part of his him the how mentally strong he is and his leadership.
All right. Gonna read out.
It depends how you want to break it down. Yeah, how we're gonna do this.
So this is what we're gonna do now. So first, 1975 Jamrock says, "Yo, please drug test Drifty now." All right, Hendo is the best captain in Europe. See, I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that.
I wouldn't disagree with that at all.
Shout out to Hammers. Hammers is in the comments as well. Zane's also said this. Hendo is a world-class leader.
But he's a world-class player.
That's the question I'm going to ask. Because again, we're not talking about leaders. We're talking about the actual player on the football pitch.
Yeah, that's why.
And obviously, leadership is one attribute. So that's like me saying a player's got phenomenal passing, but does the rest of the game that he possesses have the same criteria?
Yeah,
leadership is an attribute as opposed to an overall point of a player. 1975 Jamrock says, "Bro, Hendo and Milner were never even top 10 ever." Yafu says Hendo Croatia World Cup showed he ain't world class. Again, that's another thing we can't do. We can't slip into this whole because they had a bad game or a bad tournament that drops them down a level either. Because you can say that about any player in world football. Any player in world football, maybe apart from Kante nowadays, but has either a bad couple of games or bad tournament.
Had a bad year.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Liam says, "Big up Kopish. Appreciate you boys keeping me sane during this awful season. Can't wait to chill out with you guys when we bag the treble next season." Hey, we're chilling with everyone if we bag the treble. I tell you that much. Hammers, shout out to James Redmond TV. Go subscribe to him if you haven't already. How is the best captain in Europe not world class? Make it make sense, or we riot. Danilo, the main man.
Tell him again.
No, but we just explain though, innit? If we're talking about as a player, he's a world class leader.
Let me argue Hendo's case here.
Yeah, go on.
I'm not using Callum's thingy against him, but this is something that Callum and me argue about a lot when we talk about attributes, right? We always have a conversation about what is an attribute broken down to. Is skill based on flair, technique? What is technique? Is technique? We always have these arguments all the time. Leadership, but leading by example on the pitch, it's an attribute, right?
Yeah.
So those attributes contribute to whether you're having that conversation. So if you want to talk about organization, if you want to talk about leading by example, if you want to talk about following out the manager's instruction to a T, if you want to talk about literally being Klopp on the pitch, and then you also add in all the other things that he is good at, don't those attributes come into play the same way how good your passing is or how good your shooting is? Because we always talk about no leaders, but then no one wants to give credit for that being an attribute when it comes to other conversations. And I think that's very disingenuous. We look at Arsenal, we look at Tottenham, and we're like, no leaders. all bottlers. No one's got the mentality. Rare. So if we're always gunning them teams for that, why when we've got a man who's literally got what they need personified and more, why are we going to go, oh no, but that, you can't count that attribute. That is completely unfair.
I'm not saying we're not counting the attribute, but we're saying that attribute can't be the be all and end all. So the way I'd rebuttal that drift is a player, Xhaka, for example. Xhaka's got very good passing. Like his passing is very underrated. He's a very good passer.
But, I mean, he does hit the advertising board 5 times out of 10. But I get what you mean.
His Xhaka, his passing is very good. But then when you look at the rest of his game, it leaves a lot to be desired. And I'm not saying that is the case with Henderson. But what I will say is this. If you're talking about top 5, which is my criteria, top 5 in the world, I don't know if Henderson's top 5 in the number 8 position in world football. In my personal opinion, his quality, his leadership, and again, here's the thing: his leadership is better than anyone else's, in my personal opinion. But then you've got to look at his passing, his shooting, his tackling. No, hear me out. Not saying they're not good, but are they as good as some of the other players, like a Kimmich, for example? I don't think they are. I don't think he could walk into any team. Kante, for example, as an 8, I don't think Henderson can do what Kante does either. So again, not just saying
Tony Cruz, Verratti.
So again, this is my thing. Not saying I don't love Henderson. Not saying I don't think he's absolute class.
There's a few man, but yeah.
For me, he's not world class, given the criteria.
No, that's fair enough. But you see, you're reeling off a couple of names there, Matt. And again, this is where it's always going to be techie in this argument. Because I'm not going to doubt Verratti's got world-class ability. He ain't got world-class consistency. So, yeah, he can pull off 4 or 5 games in a row where he's spectacular. But then there are 4 or 5 games where he's not really that good. Henderson don't do that. Henderson is out there putting in 7 or 8 out of 10 every single week. Bang, 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 bang. Consistency. I agree with that. Very, very important when we're talking about world-class.
All right. So,
and also, when you actually talk about another very, very underrated thingy, especially in the world we live in now with managers like Pep Klopp, versatility, adaptability. There ain't a position on the pitch that you can name me, apart from goalkeeper, that Henderson ain't filling in during a game or for a match that you need him to, and he ain't performing to a very high level, regardless of his position.
That's all great. Don't get it twisted, but
that again, also comes into consideration.
Yeah, we can talk about adaptability and flexibility as a player. That is very, very true. That is very true. But what I'm saying is this: if we're talking about 5 best number 8s in world football, I think me and a lot of other people would agree that Jordan Henderson unfortunately doesn't get into that list. Whether you want to, we could take Verratti out. We could take him out. That's not an issue. But I'm just saying, even if you went back to the 17-18 season, to the 16-17, 15-16, all the way up until now, I don't think we would have sat here and gone, Henderson is top 5 in the world. I think we have to be honest. And I think sometimes emotion, and, the connection to that player does make you want to just put him in there because he is so great. No one's saying he's not great. I just think, remember, sometimes as well, when we say world class is a small list, bro. And I think world class is, that term's used too easily. There's too many men that I think people think are world class. So I'm not saying Henderson shouldn't be in the conversation. I'm just saying, me personally, I've never sat there, and maybe some people might agree with me, some people might not agree with me, that Henderson ever been top 5, that number 8 in the world, bro, in his position. I just haven't seen that. For me personally, I've never sat there and gone, nah, he's definitely top 5 in the world. Like there's hardly anybody better in that number 8 than Henderson. That's just me, though. I'm not saying that he's not sick. I'm just saying.
But no, that's a fair point, because obviously this is all subjective. They're going to be
of course.
People give you. That's the thing. This is the beauty of this conversation. It's all subjective.
There's no wrong.
You know what I just thought about when you was talking, Matt? World class in itself kind of explains itself. Can you perform at a high level in world football? If you really deep it and break it down, that is what world class technically should mean. So if you play like in the Championship, for example, but then you get promoted to the Premier League and you can't play well in the Premier League, then you get demoted back to the Championship and you bat it up again, you proved that was your level, right? The Premier League was a step up that you couldn't really cope with. But the championships, so you're very, very good. And I don't even mean to be disingenuous, but someone like Kevin Phillips, I actually think even played well in the Premier League. But I think a lot of people would go, that is an elite level championship player. Arguable whether he was like, you know, higher level top class player. But there you go. Jordan Henderson has taken the Premier League level onto the world stage. When we play in the Champions League, phenomenal. When we play World Cup Championships, badding it up, like he's performing at that level.
No, he is, Jiv, but so that's where things get.
Technically, what the definition of what it is, there's no level of football Henderson don't perform highly.
I'm going to say something slightly controversial here. I don't think Henderson performs fantastic in the Champions League over the course of his career.
Oh, wow.
I'll be honest, if we break down game per game, I think you'll find he's had some very good games, but his consistency in the Champions League is nowhere near where it is in the Premier League. I think we can pick out some excellent games he's played in the Champions League, but on the whole, I don't think his consistency is that great in the Champions League.
I think as well, obviously, I get what you're saying about the whole...
if that's the case, then Drift, is everyone in the Prem who plays for like a big six or top 7 team, are they world class automatically then?
No, because you've obviously got to do it over a long period of time. Like, it can't just be like you had one season or half a season. It would have to be like, you know what I mean? You always do it over a consistent basis, which is why we said 3 or 4 years of consistency is probably a big factor you have to put into it. So if you like get 1 year in the Champions League and you're really good, and then the next year you're not really that good, you didn't keep your consistency up, did you? There's loads of factors that obviously
can I just say something?
Crazy for me when you're like trying to work it all out as well.
Shall I tell you why when someone is either, in my opinion, not world class, or we have to really think about whether they are? Because you see, if I said to you right now, to both of you, is Kante world class? You're both going to say yeah. If I said to you, is De Bruyne world class? You're both going to say yeah. There's no debate about it. There's nothing to think about.
Remember, I did say I'd have a think about the Kante one the other day. The De Bruyne one for me is not a conversation.
All right, I just use De Bruyne then as an example. Both, yeah. We never debate it. Like, you just know he's world class. We don't sit there and try and break down what it is or factors that he's missing. We just know that he's got it and he's world class. That's why sometimes you just got to break it down as if to, when you think about that player, just straight away, are they world class or not? Obviously, we're here to debate it, but sometimes it's a thing where there's a reason why we're debating it, you know? And it probably is because they might not be world class, because we're having to think of things as to why this person is world class. Whereas when you've got a Kevin De Bruyne, I'm just giving you an example. When you got like a Kevin De Bruyne, so to speak, or a Toni Kroos, then, man, we don't need to deliberate. We just know the quality's there for Man to see for how many 4 to 5 years. So why don't we do that with them, man? Then, if that's the case, then why aren't we doing it with De Bruyne and
let me ask you this question then, bro, because I'm not doubting that De Bruyne is world class. That's not the point I'm about to make. But I actually think I can go back across the last 3 or 4 seasons and I can pretty much see a lot of average De Bruyne performances in the Champions League. A lot of average De Bruyne performances in the Champions League.
I agree.
So
that's one competition.
Completely just not even questioning.
That's one competition.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, why?
No,
why
bro. Do you know why? Because he's cemented. Put it this year.
What,
even though
in the Premier League, but also for Belgium as well.
No, but I was gonna say, obviously international as well, though.
I don't know the last time I saw him really badding up the international set. And again, I'm not doubting De Bruyne. I'm just trying to put a fair argument here.
No, but bro, but again, I think
De Bruyne is the wrong person.
If you're going to sit there and say there's a debate for De Bruyne not to be
world-class performances in the Champions League from De Bruyne, though, honestly.
How did they get to the final? De Bruyne was playing false 9, G.
Bro, I'm going to be honest with you. There were a lot of variables. Mahrez played really well during that.
So De Bruyne done nothing against Real Madrid.
De Bruyne weren't the reason they got to the final.
No, but not acting like Henderson. See, this is what? Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not downplaying him, but I'm just saying that when has he had those standout moments that make you go, "Aye, there's De Bruyne." Like
Brazil, him and Hazard tag team team.
Like in the Champions League, I'm talking about.
Bro, this season,
he's been very good in the Champions League
this season, bro.
I'm not even questioning him. I'm just asking if you lot can remind me of performances or things I didn't see, then fair enough. But whenever I watch Man City in the Champions League, I don't really go, "Aye, De Bruyne was on it today." I don't really say that.
All right, let me ask you this then. No,
I mean, in the final, when they really need it, and they got taken out in the 60th minute.
Got taken out. That's like Salah now.
No, bro. He was on the field for 60 minutes, and he was pocketing.
I don't think we can. One thing I don't like about the whole can he perform on a big stage, and again, this is not even to shade Origi Drift, but Origi's performed on the big stage. But none of us are going to sit here and call Origi world class. Just because you can do it in 1 or 2 games doesn't mean you're brilliant. Like we've seen players like Aaron Ramsey score in FA Cup finals and all that. Yes, you can score an FA Cup final. You can contribute to that. That's fantastic. But what are you doing for the rest of the season? It can't just be that isolated moment and then all of a sudden, yeah, you're amazing. It's got to be a combination of both. So
yeah, of course.
I can't sit here and be when people are like Kevin De Bruyne is doing, like, how can people be like Kevin De Bruyne is this, Kevin De Bruyne is that, but you don't score in a final or doing like Pep got the tactics wrong on that day. Yes, De Bruyne didn't play well either, but let's not negate the fact that flipping Kante had one of the best games we've seen in the Champions League final. Sometimes you just have to look at the opposition at what you're playing at and say, you know what, that guy elevated tonight and I couldn't match that level. In the same way, Son was decent in the Champions League final against us, but Virgil and Matip were on another level that night. That basically said, right, doors shut, you man ain't getting in. ID or not, you're not getting in. So sometimes we can't just look at the player who's had a quote unquote bad game. We have to look at the player he's come up against as well. Because again,
or the team.
Do you know why I said the final? Because a lot of people will always jump on a man's back if there's a big game and he doesn't show up. And they'll be like, oh, well, where was he in that game? And rare. Like, everyone jumped on Bruno's back. I'm not even going to try and defend Man United. But when they didn't do well in that final, everyone straight away was like, well, where the fuck was Bruno?
Because it's small-minded mentality. That's what it is.
It can't always be one man.
It's low-hanging fruit.
It can't always be one man. Like, this is the problem with football as well. It's like, if you're that great, and if you are considered world class, or dare I say even elite, yeah, a lot of people think you should just win the game by yourself. And don't get me wrong, there are players that can do that. There are actual players that can just, take the game by the scruff of the neck. Steven Gerrard, we don't think about whether he was world class or not because that's just what he done on a regular. But I think it is unfair in this day and age where a lot of teams in today's game are way more on a level playing field. And Kevin De Bruyne, let's be real, that Chelsea team he came up against, they were on one. Like, they were fully on one. The fact that he got injured as well, there's nothing he could have done. He got injured. Salah got injured against Ramos. You get injured, bro. It's the final.
And another thing I will say, we'll get onto Man United, but you see this comment, for example, Fernandes just scores penalty. To be honest, he shouldn't be compared. Check this year. Bruno Fernandes got 12 assists this season from open play.
Yeah,
not one of them was a free kick or a corner. 12 assists from open play. Look, this whole narrative of man only scores penalties, it's got to be dropped. The guy influences games. He's a Man United player, and I do not like him. But you have to look at the overall game. It's so lazy to just say he only gets the numbers he gets because he gets penalties. Man scored, about 8-9 penalties, but he finished in double figures. So what about the other goals? Like, you can't just take away penalties from someone. Like, 12 assists in the league is mad from open play. No corners, no set pieces.
We'll get on to Bruno when we get to Man United. I don't
cool. So just to wrap this little bit up so we move on to the forwards.
Yeah.
So far, Matt and me, we've got 5 world-class players each. Drift, you've got 6 because you've added Henderson to your list, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So let's move on to attack now. This is where it's going to get a little techie, I reckon.
I think it's simple.
Firmino, Mane, Salah, Jota, Origi.
There's only 2 that's certified, Mane and Salah, that are world-class. Jota's just come into the fray.
I struggle with that one because I think Firmino's a world-class player. And I know he's been in bad form, but I feel like it's very unfair because of form to act like man ain't got the ability. I find it very disingenuous.
No, but he hasn't done it long enough, though. That's since like 17, 18, he's always been declining.
3 years he was performing at a world-class level, though.
No, he wasn't, Drew.
No, I disagree.
Not for 3 years, he wasn't.
You lot don't think he was, no?
No.
Remember in 18, 19 and 1920 for the majority of 1920.
No, because remember, bro,
month or two, but like, you lot don't think so, no?
17,
I'm not talking about
8.
goal scoring. I'm talking about his overall play because he's not a goal scorer. I'm talking about his overall play.
I would say 2.5 years.
Yeah, fair. Even 2.5 years, but 2.5 years at a world-class level. I mean, class is permanent. Well, I know he's been in bad form, guys, and he's not a striker, but I find that a bit. I don't know. I don't really like that. All
right. So here it is, Drift. I'm going to ask you right now because we've got to judge him based on where he's playing, not where we think he should be playing. Is Firmino a top 5 number 9 in world football?
No, he's not top. No. But I'm against the fact you have to be top 5 to be world class. That's why.
Is he top 10, Drift?
No, but we all know he's not a striker, so we got to judge him as a player.
But we can't just like not put him in a position and go, well, look what he brings to the table.
But this is what I'm asking about for me, though. It's like there is
but we kind of have
to float around.
All right, so this is where I side with both of you, because again, Matt, I get you. We got to judge him based on where he's played. I get that. But at the same time, Drift, we can't then judge him, even though he floats around. We can't judge him based on what he could be playing, because we've not seen him play as a 10 consistently. So we can't sit here and say he'd be world class in that position. Even though we think he'd be good in that position, we can't say he's certified world class. And his level of consistency hasn't been good enough. In
the last 6 to 12 months, Cal, 100% I agree with you. So we had a conversation right now and said who's the most techie baller in our team between Thiago and Firmino.
No, very
true. So how can you be the most techiest team and one of the best teams in world football, but then no one even gives you a sniff that you're world class player?
Because it's got to be consistency as well. Consistency breeds into being.
For 2.5 years, Carl.
But how long ago? But we're talking about him now. We're talking about him now in today, though.
But is that not disingenuous to just look at a man's form and then disregard him?
No, because we're not looking at his form. Bruv, I've got Mane in there. Mane just had a stinker of a season, bro.
Body of work, bro.
Matt's got him in there and he just had a stinker of a season. I'm sure you've got Mane in there. He just had a stinker of a season.
Firmino's probably only played about maybe 6 months longer of poor form than Mane, so I think he still deserves to be in the conversation.
No, because think about it,
all right, sorry, Matt.
Yeah,
apart from 17-18, Mane's outperformed Firmino. 18-19, Mane was better. 19-20, Mane was better. Up until this season. So for me, I get where you're coming from, Drift. But you've got to judge a man now. And the reason I say that is Adam Lallana, for example. If Adam Lallana was in the squad, he's one of the most techie players we've got. But none of us are going to sit here and say he's world class because of his ability. It's because of his consistency. We're saying we can't put him in that category, right? So Firmino's got to drop in that.
No, I disagree with the comparison with Lallana on that level, because Firmino's been a mainstay in our team for the entirety of Klopp's reign. Lallana was like all over the shop with in and out injuries and all that kind of thing.
When I said Salah and Mane, and we both said, yeah, boom. Again, there's no debate. With Firmino, bro, really and truly, his highlight was 17-18. He had a decent 18-19. 19-20 was very, very shaky. Remember when he only got like 10 goals, and remember when it took him so long to score at Anfield?
He was clutch that season, but he wasn't consistently good.
Yeah, he wasn't consistent.
I think if we'd had this conversation last year, it wouldn't have been a debate about Firmino. I think the recency bias in everyone's mind of being annoyed with him.
Nah, bro, I'm talking about his body of work.
But Drift, I'll ask you again. Even if you want to do the whole false 9 thing, how many false 9s are there in football right now?
Oh, he's top 5 false 9 without a shadow.
But there's probably not even 5 false 9s in football. So that's the point, right?
That's not his fault.
No, but you can't automatically become world class because there's a lack of
I think Benzema's probably the only false 9 better than him.
And Harry Kane.
Well, Harry Kane's just an out-and-out 9 for me, but I know he can do that role. But yeah.
So if we're saying there's 3 of them in the world and he's the worst of the 3, but been doing it for
2 are elite, Cal.
No, but those 2 are world class, right? So we're not putting him as a false 9 as the number 1, and he's not top 10 as a natural number 9 either. And his consistency over the last 3 years has been some good and some bad. For me, can't get in the convo.
You know what? That's fair enough.
So, all right, just confirm, though, Drift. Are you putting him in your world class?
Yeah, I'll put Firmino in my world class.
All right, so you've got Mane, Salah, and Firmino as world class, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, Matt, you're just Mane.
I'm just doing Mane and Salah still.
All right, cool. All right, so I'm going to tally this up at the end. So let's move on to... We'll do Leicester City next, actually. I think, as I said, it's the big 6, but I'm putting Leicester on top of this list as well because I think they've earned their right to be in there.
100%. That's why I said the thing. Leicester's got to be in there, man. In terms of how well they've done in the Premier League over the last 5 years, they bloody won it and come so close to being like they spent more days in the top 4 than was it Chelsea and Tottenham, I think, or something in the last 2 seasons. They spent more time in the top 4 than both of them.
But they've not finished there, though, Drift.
No, I know, but that's unfortunate. They ran out of gas, isn't it?
Is it unfortunate or is it poor mentality?
No, I genuinely think it was unfortunate, bro.
All right, so let me go through their team now. Goalkeeper, Kasper Schmeichel, Danny Ward, and Kopish. Are we all in agreement? None of those are world class, right?
None of them are world class. Bro, Leicester's kind of easy, you know. No disrespect to Leicester and that.
Although Kasper Schmeichel
we're talking about world class.
Below that, though. I really rate Kasper Schmeichel.
You wouldn't say he's world class, though?
No, but if a Leicester fan argued with me, I'd let them have the argument.
You're more generous than I am then. El Silva has just become a member. Thank you, El Silva. I'm going to read out the rest of the super chats as the show goes on as well, people. So don't worry, I've got your super chat saved. Defense now. This is where it's going to start getting a little techie. James Justin, Wesley Fofana, Soyuncu, Morgan, Johnny Evans, Amati, Pereira, Castagna, Christian Fuchs, and Luke Thomas.
The only person, in my opinion, that potentially you could look at as world class, is, believe it or not, is Pereira still, the right back. I don't think so.
I agree with that. Recency bias will act like he didn't have that injury that stopped his form when he was arguably.
Pereira was beasting.
He was a god. And that's how I feel about Firmino in the way of, like, I know his is different because he had the injury, but recency bias is going to remember performances that haven't been that great this year. And he goes, don't be stupid. Pereira was consistently performing like a G for a long time. Like
for years.
High level.
I say about what, 2
from the moment
3 years. 2 to 3 years, I'd say.
Literally from the moment he got there, which was 3 years ago, right? From the moment he got there, he was.
I think he's been doing it for about 2 to 3 years.
I'm going to ask you both: is he top 5?
That's what I say. He's the only person that I would argue. But if I'm being honest,
he was top 2 in the Prem. Maybe not the world, but
if I'm being honest, he's not world class. He's not world class. He's not. I just give him
in the Prem. Kind of puts you in an argument.
No,
because we're talking about the world, not just the Prem, though.
No, I get that, but then I'm thinking if I go through Spain, Italy, if I go through those leagues, I'm trying to think: was there that many right backs at that time that were performing better?
We're talking about now, bro.
Yeah, but again, I don't want to take away what he did because he's been injured. I think
but I think that's where you're misunderstanding me. I'm not taking away what he's done now or doing now, but I'm saying we have to judge him on today. We can't just look at the good times and then forget about the bad times as well. You've got to take it all into consideration.
Oh, we had a bad injury, you know.
No, I'm not disputing that. So did Gomez and Matip.
Isn't it a bit unfair to judge him post injury?
Bro, I've got to judge him based on what's happened.
That's like if by Christmas Van Dijk weren't playing well, everyone went, he ain't world class.
No, that's very different, Drew. Because Van Dijk was
because Van Dijk's levels were higher. But you get my point though. Like how long was he out for? 9 months, weren't he?
No, it was. But obviously, it's where we are. It is what it is.
All right. I'll say no one then.
So does anyone fall into world class?
I'll say no, but based on the argument.
No.
Midfield: Tielemans, Maddison, Albrighton, Barnes, Under, Chowdhury, Mendy, and Didi, and Pratt.
I ain't got none of them. Some of them are some good players, but not world class though.
There's an argument. There's a couple of men who will be.
Oh yeah, because
no one right now.
Not yet, no, because I think Fofana will be world class, but
I think there's a huge chance that Tielemans and Didi and Maddison could one day be in that conversation as well.
I agree with that. And then up front, Vardy, Iheanacho, and Jose Perez.
Vardy's world class.
Iheanacho's world class. He scored every day of the month, I think. Or no, sorry, every month of the year. Sorry, bad boy. He's the only Premier League player to do that. You better than Vardy, fam. He's a reborn of Daniel Sturridge, fam. Trust me, reincarnation.
I rate him.
I do see a lot of similarities between.
There's some similarities though.
Yeah, him and Sturridge. I do see.
No, I like Iheanacho. I like Iheanacho still. I like it. He obviously not world class. He's not world class.
Finishing ain't as good as Sturridge, but I get what you.
No. The playing style's a bit mad. You know, like the playing style's
he's left-footed, by you're thinking that.
No, bro. The playing style, even the way he kind of runs with the ball, bro. Trust me.
He ain't got the footwork of it.
No, obviously not. I'm just saying, but the playing style. Obviously, he can't do it as sweet as Dutch. Come on now, but I'm just saying, bro. Natural quality, though.
Vardy's World Class.
Vardy's the hardest one for me, you know.
You think?
Is there wind blowing or something?
Sorry, no, that might be me. I
feel like there's something as well. It's like,
oh no, I've got a little fan on. I'm in the conservatory.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is it proper loud?
It was just. I thought it was your mic doing that.
No, it might have been where I had it angled. I'm baking in there. I'm not.
Bro,
You know what's funny about you saying that is I started to realize. Do you not remember when we were trying to film last summer how hard it was to get through those hot days filming? It's gonna be a madness coming up. You know, we forgot about the winter.
No, forget all that again, man.
Bruv, I'm in there cooking. I'm losing weight just talking.
I need to put on both fans. Like, it's mad.
We say man's on a weight cut, yeah.
Bruv, I'm literally in the sauna right now.
I would say Vardy's world class. If you think about the fact that he performed well for England, the odd opportunity was given, and in the Premier League, he's consistently performed well for about 4 years. His finishing ability, he's the most clinical bomb. There's even an argument he's more clinical than Kane.
No, not for me.
No.
I'm not gonna lie, you know, Vardy's clinical, you know.
He's clinical, but not Kane clinical, in my opinion.
I think there's an argument. No,
Vardy's good, but and I rate him because again, it comes down to, is he one of the top 5 strikers in world football?
Again, that's not what I'm using as my only judgment.
All right, then. Would you say?
At the beginning, Drift, you said top 5 to top 7. That was one of your criteria.
One of them, yeah. And the thing is, because Vardy's 34 and he's coming to like the end, it's so hard to like judge him right now. But a couple years ago,
bro, you're really trying to do this. You're really trying to do this defense line.
Remember?
No. I'm just saying
that a lot of players.
No, because you've got members that play 4 years old. You do have to kind of be a bit generous.
His body of work.
His body of work
is exceptional. But remember, we're just saying right now in this current climate, if I said to you,
no, but I don't like that. I don't like that statement right there, Matt. Right now, I don't like that statement because that's.
So then how are we going to do it then? We're going to do it basically.
How else do we judge it?
No, everything's got to be taken into consideration. I'm not going to get rid of what he's done because he's 34 years old.
Get rid of what he's done.
But we can't go back though.
But we've got.
That makes sense.
Why not?
How far back are we going?
The man is as a player. Why not?
How far back are we going?
Well, bro, I think for the last 4 or 5 years he's been consistent. It's not like I'm going back to like 2010 or something.
I'm not saying he hasn't been consistent, but has he been consistently world class?
He's never been a top 5 striker in world football, you know, bro. Even though he's been sick.
Doesn't make you
outvoted in this one. I can see I'm outvoted.
No, but it's your. Remember, you get.
I think Vardy's world class.
All right, so you got one player for Leicester. Me and Matt ain't got anyone.
I've got one.
All right, moving on to Man United now. All right, goalkeepers: De Gea, Sergio Romero, Henderson, and Lee Grant.
De Gea.
I haven't got De Gea in there anymore.
If I'm being honest,
not a chance I'm going to accept anyone.
If I'm being honest, De Gea's body work's been amazing, but I can't sleep on the fact of, I would say it's been 2 to 3 years that De Gea making a mistake is becoming a normality. It's a normal. It's normal.
3 years.
It's normal.
Well,
it's normal.
For 6 years, he was arguably the best keeper in the world.
Bro, if we had this conversation again 3 years ago, prior to this, then we can do them things. Then.
I don't like doing that, man. I don't like doing that. That's
like is that
like going for the job interview?
Let me ask you this, Jeff. You know, Carl, let me ask you this.
You got that 10 years ago. That don't count.
All right, Jeff. Let me ask you this: is Alisson better?
Currently, yeah.
Is Neuer better?
Use the word currently, Drift.
Man said currently, you know. Is Alisson better?
You don't know I love Alisson, but I don't think I've seen Alisson perform to the level that
please,
when De Gea was at his best.
Bro, please, just to make this easier. Just to make this easier, is Ter Stegen better than him? Ter Stegen.
Are you when you're asking me these questions? Are you talking about currently, or are you talking about career?
We can't do career, bro. We're talking about current career.
Why not? We're throwing away what man did.
No, we're not. Drift, there's a difference between Drift. There's a difference between saying has someone had a world-class career or is someone world-class today.
Yeah, that's a different conversation.
All right, is David Silva still a world-class footballer, Drift?
He's basically retired. That's different.
No, he's not. He's playing football right now.
Playing football. Is he
But he's
still?
basically retired. Was he?
No.
35?
So Drift, you're answering my question then.
All right. So you lot don't think De Gea's world class. All right. Fair enough. But I think
If you want him in world class, you've got him in world class.
I personally think that he actually is the best goalie I've ever seen play in the Premier League.
That's fair enough. But right now,
Ever. That 6 years that De Gea held Man United down is the best goalkeeping performances across a span of years that I've ever seen.
Is
without a shadow of a doubt.
Is Buffon currently world class, Drift?
No, he's 41. No,
I'm not asking about age. I'm talking about ability. Is he currently world class?
No.
All right then. So that's my point.
41, Cal.
No, but Jim, this is why we're trying to get to the whole
age. This is what I'm
trying
trying to say.
If I said Buffon world class, would you dismiss his career though?
No,
but no one's dismissing.
All we say is right now he's not a world class player, but he's at a world class.
I feel like you're dismissing it by not saying he's a world class player.
How?
I do. I genuinely do.
But how am I dismissing it?
Because you're gonna act like the last 2 years is what you're basing his career on when you're saying he's not world class.
He's been poor for 3 years.
No, 2, not 3, 2.
Well, even if it's 2,
last year, he's poor this year.
Even if it's 2,
and in my opinion, I think he's poor because he's just fed up. I don't even think it's because he's crap. I don't think
whether he's fed up or not, bro. He's playing.
Can you please just so we can move on here, just quickly, because I think you'll agree with me. This is what I'm trying to say. This ain't never about a yes, who's right. I'm just saying. I reckon you probably be like, now fair play. If I say to you right now, for example, Alisson, Testega, Neuer, even Keylor Navas, Courtois, Oblak,
Donnarumma.
All those goalkeepers are probably better than my man.
On form, yeah.
But they're better. But we're talking about in today.
Ability, maybe only Neuer.
Is Gareth Bale still world class?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Based on?
He's a sensational footballer.
But is he world class? You think he's still world class right now?
Gareth Bale was world class.
When was the last time? All right, fair enough. All right, move on to defense then. Lindelof, Eric Bailly, Phil Jones, Harry Maguire, Delo, Shaw, Telles, Bissaka, Williams, Twanzebe, Mengi, and Fish.
No, none of them. Fish, did you say?
Yeah, they've got a player called Fish.
They've got a player called Fish?
Yeah.
Right.
I will just say their best defender, to give them a bit of credit, is either Wan-Bissaka or Maguire. That's it. But they're not world class.
No, Wan-Bissaka is their best defender. If you're
talking
about tackling.
But Man United fans tell you the fridge is very important. Remember, when he don't play, they lose.
You know, he's important, but I don't think he's a better tackler than Wan-Bissaka.
No, he's not a better tackler.
Wan-Bissaka's better positionally than Wan-Bissaka, but I don't think he's a better.
Yeah, Wan-Bissaka, in terms of tackles, if we're talking about if everything in defense was just tackling, Wan-Bissaka would be the greatest defender ever.
Tackling, yeah.
Yeah. But no, he's good at stand-up challenge as well. But again, his positioning.
So zero. We're saying 0 for.
Yeah.
All right, midfield: Pogba, Mata, Lingard, Pereira, Fred, Bruno, Ahmad, Daniel James, Matic, Van der Beek, and McTominay.
Mata, Pogba are the only 2 I think are world class.
Mata.
Today's just bants, I'm not even joking.
No, because again, I'm using the same argument. I know for the last couple of years he hasn't been that great, but I still think he's a world-class footballer.
But Drift, you're going against your own criteria now.
Yeah, but I just feel like it's liberty to leave him out.
So what's the point of having criteria?
You can change the rules every now and again.
You're changing it every round.
Only Pogba then.
Where do we go from here? What would you not put your favorite player for Man United in there, Fernandes?
I think he's just below that level.
For me personally,
way a lot. The stat padding thing, I don't want to have the argument. If you watch Man United, he gives the ball a lot. He don't help defend. He's out of position a lot.
It's not his role.
It is, bro. Helping out in the midfield is his role.
Bro,
He's
I'll
not
be
a
honest
number
with you.
nine.
I'll be honest with you. Do you see De
Sometimes
Bruyne?
he's more further forward than the bloody striker is.
Yeah, that's his role.
Nah, he's a midfielder, bro. He's got to get back. There's no one in modern football that's allowed to just do what they want.
Bro, Bruno's practically a number 10.
Bruno's
No,
practically a second
not.
striker.
But what I'm saying is he's got to help, like, win the ball back and defend and stuff.
Yeah, but he has got a bit of an engine on him. It's not like
you haven't said yours. Is Bruno world class?
I think Bruno is world class.
Same.
I think he is
I'm
personally.
debating whether I put Pogba in there or not.
Yeah, it's about Pogba for me because I think
you don't think Bruno's a better footballer than Pogba?
No, Bruno's more consistent.
He's more consistent, but he's a better footballer though.
But it's not just about who's a better footballer.
Pogba's a better footballer. He's a better footballer. Because
here's the thing. I think Pogba's got some better attributes. I don't think Pogba's IQ is that fantastic. Personally.
See, that goes back to the whole argument of Henderson when you talk about footballer. That's why when you said, is he a better footballer? This is what I'm trying to say to you. It's not always about who the better footballer is. It's about what they do on the pitch. Because that was your argument even for Henderson. Because if I said to you,
no, but I just feel like it's very. I just feel like it's very fucked up to leave Pogba out. Because if we're going on the consistency thing, then I would leave Pogba out, 100%.
But it's a feeling.
He's still a world class talent. I feel like it's bad mind to leave him out.
Bruv, not everyone could be world class, bruv.
No, I'm just glad I'm allowed my own list. I'm putting Pogba in there.
So you've got Pogba and Mata.
Going on the fact that you lot. I won't put Mata in there, but I think Mata.
It's your list, bro. It's completely up to you.
It's yours, yeah. It's not our list. Yours. Just like I got my own list.
And what is Mata like 34 as well? Like obviously he's getting older, so his performances are gonna dip. But he's as a talent. Put him in there for now, but I might take him out.
If he's in, bro.
Well, remember Gareth Southgate on me, man.
He's in.
Well, I'm not allowed a provisional squad.
No. Straight in.
Leave him out then.
You leaving him out?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I think his talent is personified though.
I'm gonna stick with Bruno. I just don't know if Pogba gets in there though.
The recency bias is playing a heavy part in people gunning Mata, I feel. But I understand because it's been a couple of years. But Mata is talent.
Because on the international stage, Pogba's done things that other players ain't done. But again, it's like consistency throughout the how many years that he's been at Man United. He has. I don't know about that.
Kante makes him look good for France. But...
Yeah, but Kante also doesn't pass the ball for him. Come on, you got to give man some credit.
Yeah, but like Cal said, you can't just have a pass here and a pass there and then live on it.
No, but Pogba had a good tournament he had a good tournament.
No, I'm not saying he didn't have a good tournament, but I wouldn't say I had a world-class tournament.
He's had some standout moments, but again, it's like consistency.
I mean, but I put Pogba in there. I don't even know why I'm arguing against him. I put him in there.
I don't know, bro. I was about to ask you, do you even know why you even...
The Bruno one kind of baffles me because, I mean, Portugal, does he really...
If we're talking about effectiveness, he's actually their best player. He's actually their best player. For effectiveness, he's actually their best player. You might not think Bruno's actually their best player. In terms of effectiveness... No, for Man United.
Oh, Man United. Oh. No, I know. Man United's levels aren't hard to... Because if you're not going to put Bruno in, I'm not going to argue.
Because here's the argument. It's like saying, all right, who's Liverpool's best player? A lot of people will quick to say Salah, yeah? But there might be some old school mandem, romantic mandem, yeah, that love football for its purest and say Thiago's our best player. Or there might be certain man that say Van Dijk is our best player. But in terms of effectiveness on the pitch, you can't argue if someone picks Salah. That's why you can't argue if someone puts Fernandes in there.
I know, but the difference is the three players you just named are so far above Bruno that then it becomes a bit...
No, but I'm just trying to give you I'm giving an example as to...
No, I get your point. All
right, so who have you guys got? Matt, you've got...
I'm going Pogba. I'm going just Bruno. I like Pogba. I actually prefer Pogba to Bruno, but I think effectiveness, you have to give it to Bruno, bro.
So you got Bruno and Pogba drift.
He's changed their dimension for their minute.
I've only got Bruno. It's hard leaving out Pogba based on his talent and what I know he could be, but we ain't seen what he could be. So, all right. Attack for Man United. Cavani, Martial, Rashford, Greenwood. Those are your four.
None of them are world class for me. Cavani, arguably used to be.
Cavani's world class. I'm putting one in there. Cavani's world class.
You got Cavani.
You think Cavani world class? Fair enough.
Cavani's world class.
I think he used to be world class.
Cavani's the only one I deliberate over, if I'm going to be honest. The others aren't world class.
I think Cavani used to be, but again, remember, Cavani plays like he doesn't play like a 38 game calendar, so we only see snippets of him. And what he does is amazing. But can he? Have we? I don't know, man. Because some
Cavani's
people,
world class, man.
you talk about recency bias, yeah. Are we going to sleep on the fact that Ibrahimovic done more than Cavani, bro?
Because
he was older. And he was older.
Yeah, because
he played a full season.
That's because Ibra's world class.
But was there any debate when he done it? Were people saying he's dead, or were they saying he was world class?
Ibra's so good. He goes in the argument of best ever.
No, see, you're trying to water down what I'm saying because he's factual, bro. You see what Zlatan
No, I'm not going to say that he never had a better season than Cavani. That's a fact, bro. That doesn't mean that Cavani can't be world class because someone who's of an elite level had a better season.
No, but they've both come over.
But
they've both come over. They both came over, at a certain age when they were getting obviously older. Ibrahimovic done more and actually won them a trophy.
Yeah, but I think that's also down to fitness, which I think is a bit unfair to hold against the man. Cavani's fitness has been quite a struggle for him. That's not going to make me act like his ability when he does play isn't of the highest standard, though.
All right, is Cavani top 5 in the world right now?
I don't think he is, no.
He's not top 5 in the world right now.
Is he top 7?
I think he's always been in the discussion for top 5 throughout his career, though.
Yeah,
but we talk about now.
But in his career.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. His recency bias is very disingenuous.
I don't know how we're going to do this show.
It's up to you, but remember, this is your team, Drift. Like,
Cavani.
100%. Matt, you?
I don't think Cavani's world class.
I haven't got anyone in their attack.
No.
All right, let's move on to Arsenal now. this might not take long. Leno, Runnison, and Matt Ryan.
They've got to see my eyes for this one. Go on.
All good for that, yeah. No goalkeeper. Arsenal's world class. Bellerin, Tierney, Gabriel, Holding, Cedric, Chambers, Mari, David Luiz.
No.
Matt?
Nope.
All right, midfield: Saka, Ceballos, Partey, El Neni, Smith Rowe, and Xhaka.
No.
I think Arsenal fans, when they say in Partey, they said he was world class and next Vieira in that. So I'm not too sure. Maybe we've missed a trick somewhere.
They have said a few wild things over the years.
Yeah, Partey, bigger signing in Thiago. A certain man was saying that still.
You know, the comments are savage, boy. Everyone just started laughing when I said Arsenal, you know. Up front, Lacazette, Willian, Aubameyang, Pepe, Reece Nelson, Nketiah, and Martinelli.
Aubameyang.
Is Aubameyang still a top 5 striker in world football? My answer is no.
Jeez, are we going to disrespect his career, though? Are we going to do that, bro? Aubameyang.
I'm not talking about career. I'm talking about in today's game. Yeah. Is he top 5?
Remember, that's your criteria, Drift. Which keeps on changing, by the way. But that's your criteria.
Yeah, because I told you there's always like exceptions to the conversation. There is this football. Logic goes out the window sometimes. Aubameyang is unquestionably world class. Okay. Like, I'm not even going to start. I don't even want to banter Arsenal fans who are doing the dibs and the dabs. Aubameyang's world class. That's a fact.
Let me ask you a quick question. Yeah?
That's a fact, man. Come on. That's a fact. Now, Aubameyang's world class.
Let me ask you a quick question, yeah? And he ain't even a striker, but I'll use him anyway. I'll just use some players. Oh, not even that. In fact, let me use actual strikers, yeah? Who's better, Benzema or Aubameyang? Right, I'm talking about in today's game.
Then you're moving, but that's suiting the narrative of your argument. As a striker, Aubameyang's better.
What do you mean, as a striker?
Because you're going to do the whole, the way Benzema plays.
No, I'm just going to give you a list of names, whether you agree with me or not. I don't know. I'm just giving you a list of names.
I think he's a better striker than Benzema, yes.
In today's game, you'd rather have Aubameyang over Benzema.
As a number 9, yes.
Okay, would you rather have Haaland or Aubameyang as your striker right now?
Aubameyang.
Would you rather have Kylian Mbappe as your striker or Aubameyang?
Mbappe.
But you wouldn't have Haaland over Aubameyang as your striker in today's game?
No. And the reason I said yes to Mbappe is because Mbappe's a better player than Aubameyang. But as a goal scorer, I'm not going to look at this 1 year of dead Arsenal.
Hold on. But by that logic, though, Drift, Benzema is a better player than Aubameyang.
Yeah, but I'm just showing a bit of favoritism to Mbappe when I say Mbappe over him. That's a personal thing. You just asked me. That's a personal thing.
Boy,
that's a personal thing. I'm not saying this is fact. It's just personal, right? It's just
but then you're not treating everyone with the same equal.
This is just list, bro. I just want to see where his head's at. Just asking him about some players, bro.
All right, so you've got Aubameyang for Arsenal, Drift.
Aubameyang's got one bad season in like the last 7 years. And because it just so happened to be the one we're coming to the end of now, man's going to forget what he done.
Matt, have you got Aubameyang as world class?
No.
Gee.
No.
This is a tough one for me.
If you think he's top 5 in world football, but by just logic, you just got to have a world-class career, so...
I can't put him top... He's not top 5. I don't think he's been top 5.
At the beginning of this conversation, you lot should have said this is based on form. Because I feel like this whole conversation is very much form.
Drift. We set our criteria. We stuck to our criteria.
No, but it's not just about criteria. I feel like this is form. I feel like you lot are very heavily leaning on form.
But I put Mane in as world class.
That's what I'm going to say. So did I.
Yeah, but I think maybe that... I'm not saying you don't believe he's world class, but that would have caused a lot of argument. But with a lot of the other players...
What, do you think I just put him in not to have an argument, bro?
No, but I'm just saying maybe it might have lent on the subconscious.
No, it wouldn't have.
If Aubameyang's not world class to you, like, then fair enough.
I really don't know about Aubameyang, you know. Aubameyang's a tough one.
Who's better, Aguero or Aubameyang? You take him right now.
Right now, Aubameyang.
Aubameyang.
Right now, I'd actually still take Aguero. I ain't even joking.
Right, you're just bantering now.
No, I'm not bantering.
No, you're
just being real. I guarantee you, Aguero.
Can I ask you a question? So, in terms of Aubameyang, though, because
still taking Aguero.
A lot of people say that Bruno stat pads, yeah. Could the same not be said about Aubameyang? Because his overall play, he loses. All right, no, but he loses the ball a lot. He doesn't really get involved in play, and if he doesn't score, he doesn't do anything or contribute to the game. And I hear what you said that he carried Arsenal, but the argument could be used this season. Bruno's carried United, and he's carried United. He's carried United since he's been at the club.
No, but carried them to what? At least Aubameyang carrying actually got them a trophy.
That was more down to the manager as opposed to Bruno.
No. I actually think that they only won the FA Cup because of Aubameyang. Literally, they only won the FA Cup because of Aubameyang.
Very true.
I'm going to sneak Aubameyang in there.
If you think winning the FA Cup makes you work hard, then fair play.
No, but the comparison with Bruno carrying Man U, and I'm saying at least Aubameyang carried them to a trophy.
I've got Aubameyang in there just. But if we have this conversation at the end of next season, I don't know if he'll be in there. All right, next team, Tottenham Hotspur. All right, goalkeepers, Hugo Lloris, Joe Hart, and Alfie Whitman.
Alfie? EastEnders? No, I'm joking. I don't even know, bro.
Anyone got Hugo Lloris there?
No.
If he'd have continued at the form he had in the earlier parts of his career, yeah, but no, I think he's been too up and down.
Cool. Defense now. Doherty, Reguilon, Alderweireld, Sanchez, Eric Dyer, Rodon, and Tanganga. And Ben Davies, not the Liverpool Ben Davies.
Yeah. None of them.
Drift?
No,
I'm surprised Drift didn't say Alderweireld because of his career.
No, I was going to say I still do struggle with the fact that for ability and for about 2 or 3 years, Alderweireld was without question.
Used to be 100%. He did.
Yeah,
no,
and like I said, I just don't like being disingenuous and just doing only recency bias when I'm.
It's not recency though, Drift. We've said 3 years.
None of them. But Adavaro for a good couple of years was a top quality centre back.
Midfield: Højbjerg, Winks, Sissoko, Ali, Lo Celso, sorry, and Ndombele.
None of them.
None of them.
All right, attack now.
Ndombele's talent is world class.
Gareth Bale, Heung-min Son, Harry Kane, Lamela, Bergwijn, Mora, and Carlos Vinicius.
Kane, Son, Bale.
For me, Kane, and I'm deliberating over Son.
Same.
I think Son is sick, but Son, as I kept on saying from time, has these purple patches in the season, and he goes mad and he goes cold. Whereas like a Mane and a Salah, when they've had their best seasons, they've done it for a season. Like even this season, Son was amazing, but Son started the season on fire, and then look what happened. Prior to the season before that, he always does these things in spurts. Whereas Harry Kane consistent, Salah's consistent, Mane's consistent. Even taking away Mane's worst year, which is this year, Mane's consistent normally for a season. Son's got that world class ability though. Like, and when Son wants to, he can be one of the best finishers in the Premier League. Let me think about this one.
I've definitely got Kane. I'm deliberating over Son, but if I've got Aubameyang in there, I think I've got.
And you're not 100% leaving Bale off. There's not even a part of you that's even thinking about Bale.
I think, do you know, I'm going to put Son in there, but you see, because listen, maybe
I'm going to add Son.
Because you see Bale, yeah, you see Bale. Bale actually had a decent season, especially towards the end of the season, yeah. But we're talking about consistency, even just for this season, and then you got to think about the last season as well. And maybe it's because of the whole Real Madrid thing. Bale's a quality player. He showed me that he's still got a little something. I just don't know if it's world class anymore. That's one thing I will say. But he's still quality. I think Bale's class, but I don't think he's world class right now. I think he used to be. He used to be different, bro. But that's me.
Bro.
I'm putting Kane and Son. Bale misses out for me.
You got Son in as well, then, Matt?
Yeah.
I've got Son, but I do agree. I think he's a purple patch player whose stats look brilliant over the course of a season, but when you watch him over the course of a season, can leave a lot to be desired sometimes.
Because, listen. When was the last time Bale really turned up, like, showed the world, like, I'm here? Like, real talk.
You know, listen, remember, because that's your opinion. I'm not going to say.
No, I'm just asking, though. Like, I'm asking both of you, though.
It's cool. Bale is world class. It's a fact. I'm not.
It's not a fact.
It's not.
You can't sit there and say it's a fact.
I'm not good.
I think he used to be world class, in my opinion.
Can you name me the last time Bale had a fantastic season, Drew?
There's a lot of variables involved in that.
That's not the question, Drift. Can you just name me a season, the last great season Bale had?
It's about 3 years ago.
All right, that's why I haven't got him as world class.
No, that's fair enough. I just think it's crazy to say Bale's not world class.
But if I've set criteria and you said he hasn't had a good season for 3 years,
you're allowed to bend rules and have like the odd case where you're like, no, but you know what? Because of this or because of that, and rare, like you don't have to just be rigid like that. But fair enough. If you don't think Bale's there, then cool.
All right, fair enough. Move on. Chelsea goalkeepers: Kepa, Caballero, and Mendy. Any takers there?
None.
No.
Defense: Rudiger, Alonso, Christensen, Thiago Silva, Zuma, Chilwell, James, Azpilicueta, Palmieri.
None.
But Thiago Silva, shout out to him. He is for me.
Oh no, sorry, no, I completely forgot about Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva's well class.
Okay, is Azpilicueta then?
Yes, sorry, yes, Azpilicueta and Thiago.
For me, Thiago Silva used to be world class. I still think he's a great defender, but he's not world class anymore. Azpilicueta,
Azpilicueta was arguably the most consistent player in the Premier League for about 7 years.
Not 7 years.
Nah, not 7, bro.
I would say so. Not the, but arguably. I think the last couple of years, he's obviously old now, isn't it? Azpilicueta as well, class.
Azpilicueta is close, and if we had this conversation 2 years ago, I would have said yeah. Because I think, again, you can tell time was catching up with Azpilicueta. Hence why they've kind of gone back to that back three to negate the weaknesses that they have. Nah, I'm going to say Azpilicueta is... Nah, he's not. He's sick, but nah. Nah, not for me.
All right, midfield. Jorginho, Kante, Kovacic, Mount, Ziyech, Gilmore, Havertz.
For me, Kante and the end. They got some prospects, but Kante and that's it.
Yeah.
Cool. And now up top, Tammy Abraham, Pulisic, Werner, Olivier Giroud, Hudson-Odoi, and Musonda.
No, but do you want one thing I do want to do? Shout out Giroud, who somehow still keeps on going, bro. I don't even know.
And Pulisic is a world-class talent without a shadow of a doubt.
Yes, I think he's got talent to be world-class. Pulisic, one day he does.
Cool.
Without injuries, I think he'd already be there.
And Timo Werner also has the potential to hit the target. One day.
I don't know about that one, but I've got to be honest with you.
One day. But yeah. Big up Timo Werner. I wanted you at my club, bro. So,
you put Kante in there, right? No?
Yeah, we all did. Yeah. We all take Kante.
Someone in the comments said Cal, no Kante, and I was thinking, hold on, did Cal not put Kante in?
Maybe because Cal asked the question, but I thought I heard him say it, but maybe not.
Kante's in there, man. All right. Last but not least, the current champions.
Oh, here we go.
No. Manchester City. All right. I'm going to read off their goalkeepers. Stefan, Edison, and Scott Carson.
Scott, that's much, you know. Scott Carson, they used to play for us.
No, here's what's mad, bro. He's only 32. Scott
Carson's got Champions League medal, bro.
He's not 32.
No, Carl, I don't think he was allowed to have one, was he?
It's Scott Carson like 35 or something.
He played against Juventus.
No, I thought he meant for City. So, Champions League.
They didn't win it, bro. They didn't win it. Can't get one.
No, you know what it was? It's because you know when they come out during the parade for the title. Sorry, he was there and they were talking about when they were saying he's not allowed a medal, and it made me get confused. Yeah, he wasn't allowed a league medal.
How old is Scott? Is he not 35?
No, he's 32, bro. 32 or 33. He's not even old, bro.
Scott Carson can't only be 32.
Bro, he looks. No disrespect.
He looks old,
man. fam.
His face says to me.
His face like
he's 1985. He's 35, 36, man.
I thought so. He had to be.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. His date of birth's 85.
I'm not gonna lie. That freaked me out. I was like,
I'm sure when I heard him talking about him the other day, they said he was like 32. But
no.
I was gonna say, dude, you're scared me there. How come I'm
never gonna lie, but even 35 ain't what his face looks like. But
no. He looked like he'd been through a lot. He'd been through a lot still.
I thought he looked like he could roll with my dad and that.
What are we saying for Man City?
Edison. Ooh, see.
I don't think any of them goalkeepers are world class. Edison's ball play is world class. He's not a world class goalkeeper.
I think Edison's underrated. Although I don't think he's world class because those names. No, but hear me out.
I think he's both underrated and overrated.
Yes, because I don't think he's world class. That's what I was going to say. Because those names I read out, I never put him in my list. There's a reason why. There was no deliberating, no debate. I just, I'm not putting him in there, and I'm not changing my mind now. But he's still a very good goalkeeper. But he's
a good goalkeeper. No doubt he's a good goalkeeper.
He's not world class.
He's not world class.
Oh, Edison's a tough one for me.
It is though, because
I think if you take away Edison's ability to play the ball out, then I feel like there's probably a chance they might be looking for another goalkeeper.
Because all them goalkeepers you mentioned,
can't say That's like me saying if you take away David De Gea's reflexes.
No, because reflex is an actual goalkeeper attribute. Kicking long, like being a great passer of the ball, is just like this new age thing. That was never a goalkeeper attribute.
No, it wasn't before. It is now, bro.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna act like that all of a sudden is like the be all and end all for goalkeepers. It's still got to be about. I see him make a lot of dodgy saves, like a lot of dodgy saves. Edison makes a lot of mistakes, but gets away because he's a Man City goalkeeper and they win the game normally and stuff. I think he's good, but he's not world class.
It is tough though. It is tough because
if it's just about shot stopping, I think Edison can be packed out. But I don't know.
I think if I'm being honest, Edison's a better shot stopper than you're thinking. He's made some serious saves still.
No, I think he's good, but he's not world class. I see him do I see him do a couple clangers here and there, and he gets away because they win the game.
Every goalkeeper nowadays does.
I mean, Ali's done clangers. Yeah, everyone has. Do you know what I mean? Edison's nah, I'm not putting him in there. No, I think Edison's sick, but
Edison's a tough
the goalkeepers I mentioned, I think are better than him still. I think, anyway.
Is he top 5 for me? I've got Ali, Ter Stegen,
Oblak, Neuer.
Neuer's not where he used to be.
You think Edison's a better goalkeeper than Neuer? Cal?
You didn't hear me say that. You've not heard me say that.
I don't know, man. There was like
no. Don't put words in my mouth. Don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say that.
No, you didn't say that. But Matt was naming all the people that's better than him, and then you went, oh, he's not where he used to be. That's almost like you're trying to argue the case, bro.
No, I'm just saying Neuer's not. I'm reeling off my top 5. I never put Neuer in there because I don't know if he still is that guy.
For me, Neuer is still world class.
No, Neuer's always that
Neuer
guy.
Is still a beast
Hold on, but
you've
just said that he lets in silly goals and he also he does silly things and makes mistakes. Neuer does the exact same thing for Bayern Munich.
No, he had a period where he did do that, but not anymore.
He's been doing it this season.
Not really.
But I'm telling you, he's been doing it this season.
I've seen Neuer make 2 mistakes this season that I will say you can go, that's a bad mistake there, bro. Fair enough, it's your list. No, it's not in the top 5 for you. That's you, bro. Your program.
I'm gonna leave Edison out because I can name 5 better goalkeepers, but I think he is underrated in some sections.
Let me ask you this, Carl. Who, in your opinion, is better, Neuer or Edison?
I'd have Neuer.
A lot of thinking,
I'd have Neuer.
For me, it's straight Neuer. Because as much as I rate Edison, even because remember, Neuer was having that period where he was getting injured as well. When he came out for injuries, he's looking a bit funny. And even though he's made a couple of clangers, I still think
this is a great comment. Navas is better than Edison, and nobody can call Navas world class. He's better than Edison.
I would call Navas world class.
I like Navas.
Oh, would you? There's a lot of people that wouldn't know, brother. That's what I'm saying.
Because he's not fashionable.
His reflexes are mad. His kicking's a bit mad, but in terms of everything else,
he's world class.
Reflexes are crazy.
But here's the thing: if you've got a goalkeeper that's great at kicking, and that's the way you play, then fabulous. Like it'll work for you, and it's a really, really top quality attribute. And I won't ever be disrespectful to that attribute. When it comes to kicking, Edison all day is probably the best kicker in the world. I know Matt will argue for Ter Stegen, but Edison is right up at the top of the list if you're talking about distribution. But I still feel like for goalkeeper, it's kind of got to be about the basics first. And then you add that cherry on top.
I hear that.
There's no way in this world.
Because of today's game, though. It's because today
there's a lot of other goalkeepers.
I hear you out, though. But the thing is, though, what we can't do is because again, in today's game, you can't
hold that against him.
Yeah, because in today's game, kicking is a main part of that build-up play. I
just think goalkeeping is one of those positions where I've got to be a bit old-fashioned and just talk about fundamentals, like how good you're handling, how good are you at dealing with a cross into the box. What's your shot stopping? Like fundamentals. And then I add the cherry on top with your great distribution. I can't just only look at the distribution if I'm comparing you to Navas, Courtois.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Allison. Like, there's no way I'm gonna let your kicking put you in a bracket with those guys. No way.
All right, let's move on to defense then.
Yeah.
Carl Walker, Ruben Diaz, John Stones, Ake, Laporte, Mendy, Cancelo, and Eric Garcia.
Do you know why this is mad?
And Walker.
Kyle Walker.
You can laugh if you want.
No. It's the way. That was looking proper. Kyle Walker. Because you know something. Real talk, yeah. You have to put respect on Walker's name there.
Hold on, nah,
You
sorry.
look too confused, for my opinion, bro. Kyle Walker's not world class. No, what's he bad at? He's been consistent for 4 years.
Defending, he's bad.
No, he's not,
Bruv, you
say
think
Kyle Walker's a bad defender?
Hold on, Drift. You all the time you say that you don't rate Wan-Bissaka because he uses his pace and athleticism to get him out of jail. What does Kyle Walker do?
Nah, Kyle Walker's positioning is way better than Wan-Bissaka.
No, it's not. It's awful, bro.
Yes, bro. It's way better than Wan-Bissaka.
Oh gosh, I can't believe this. He's not even the best right back at the club. In his own yard, he's not the best in his own yard, bro.
I think Walker's well.
Oh, you man are killing me, you know. All right, I'm going
Walker.
Laporte.
I rate Kyle Walker highly. His consistency levels have been stupendous for the last 4 months.
Stupendous, bro. Why have they got De Niro flipping Cancelo? Pep's been trying to get rid of my man for ages, bro.
Yeah, and every time he realizes he can't, because he always comes back in and performs to a level that makes him realize he can't.
No, he
Kyle
can't.
Walker's very good on the international stage, always performs well for England.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
He plays as a right side, he's centre back because he's not.
And when does he ever play poorly? He's actually the best defender in the back three for England.
Oh, I can't believe Kyle Walker.
I think Kyle Walker's world class, but fair enough.
Kyle Walker's top 5 in the world at right back.
I never said he's top 5 in the world, but I think he's a world class.
Is he top 5 to top 7?
I told you that there are exceptions to my rules, and I think he's a world class right back.
All right, cool. I'll add Kyle Walker to your list.
I'm putting but you gotta put some respect on Kyle Walker's name though. He's won Prems though.
Yeah, but so at Man City he's won Prems. So is Benjamin Mendy.
Listen, Mendy different. Mendy literally is the guy that just signed and said, I'm just gonna sit there and watch everyone else play football.
That's a bit different. You can just compare Mendy to Walker.
No, but I'm not just gonna sell Kyle Walker's in there because he's won trophies. Like he's
I don't know why Matt said the trophy thing, but Kyle Walker's performance levels have been. Like,
so hold on, I don't get. Sorry, Drift. To come back to, I just don't get how. Look, I get that you don't rate Wan-Bissaka in it. I do, you don't. But you say why you don't. But all the reasons you don't rate Wan-Bissaka.
No, I don't rate him as highly. I don't rate him. I don't rate him as highly.
But
I've never said Wan-Bissaka is crap, and I think Wan-Bissaka should have been in the England team. I don't think he's crap.
What does Kyle Walker do better than Wan-Bissaka?
He's a smarter defender, and his positional sense is better. And the bonus is that he's got the athleticism. Plus, he's been consistent for way longer.
So, consistent at what level? Consistent at what level? What?
He's pretty much near enough been the starting lineup right back for the majority of his Man City career.
You're not killing me.
They win the Premier League.
I can't take this.
Most times, always performing well. If you don't think so, that's fair enough. But
all right, so here are your Man City defenders that get in there.
Laporte and Walker.
Laporte and Walker. So 2 for you, Matt. You got.
I'm just going Laporte. I can't put Diaz in there after one season. I'm not doing
one season. They get
one season.
All right, I've got Laporte and Cancelo.
Oh, hold on. So
I forgot.
I'll justify if you want.
I think Cancelo's a world-class talent, but I'll say only this season Cancelo performed well for Man City.
Yes, he's done it long enough, though.
I don't think he had a big enough career at Juve for you to say he was world-class.
He was absolutely fantastic at Juve.
For how long? Because your
For about 2 years.
Fair enough.
It wasn't good in the
I
first
don't know.
half
You're
of the
forgetting
season.
about the 12 months at Man City when he didn't do anything. But fair enough.
Who's been better since Cancelo's been at Man City? Who's been better, him or Walker?
Cancelo looks better because he's a more glamorous player.
I didn't ask that. Who's better?
I'll probably say it's about even.
So
but
Walker.
Cancelo has standout moments because he helps attack. Therefore, he looks more glamorous.
If you saying they're about the same,
because I think Kyle Walker defends better, but Cancelo attacks better. So they have different attributes that make them. But obviously, it looks more glamorous because Cancelo as a footballer is better than Walker. That's a fact. As a footballer, he's better. He has more glamorous moments. I don't think he's as good of a defender as Kyle Walker, though. Cancelo never played in the final. I know Pep was on a mad one, but that kind of just like, if you're talking about...
hold on. We can't even judge it on that because Pep played Raheem Sterling in the final.
I'm just saying that Cancelo is glamorous. And I do rate him as a footballer.
Cancelo can play right back, left back, and centre midfield.
Yeah, no, I know he can. But I've only seen him perform for about 8 months out of the 2-3 years he's been at Man City. So for me, I'm not going to put him in the world-class category. But as a talent, he's a sensational talent. I get that.
Fair enough. Let's move to midfield then. Gundogan, Zinchenko. Also, Zinchenko's more of a defender, but I don't.
He's more defender. He's a midfielder, but
I'm just reading off the Man City website.
Okay. I thought that.
They play him in defence, even though he's actually a midfielder, which is mad.
Gundogan, Rodri, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Fernandinho, Mahrez, Foden.
Mahrez, Fernandinho, Gundogan, De Bruyne.
I'm going De Bruyne, Mahrez. Hold on, read the list again. De Bruyne, Mahrez. Hold on, who are the other ones?
So Gundogan, Rodri, De Bruyne, Silva, Fernandinho, Mahrez, and Foden.
I'm tempted to put Fernandinho in there.
Tempted? Right, you don't think Fernandinho's world class?
It's only because of literally just age, and you can tell obviously he's starting to wane a bit. He's had a world class career. If you talk about career drifting, yeah, but talk about now, is he still
not one of their top performers this season, regardless of his age?
I don't know. I'm just saying, innit? Man's just saying. I'm just giving my opinion.
No Gundogan, Matt. You don't think Gundogan's world class?
No, because I feel like with Gundogan, I feel like he doesn't do it consistently. Like, this is his best season, in my opinion. This one. Remember, at one point, he was on the verge of potentially leaving. And if I'm not mistaken, this season was his best spurt when Kevin was out. And that's the best I've seen him play. But other than that, I can't sit there and say Gundogan's been amazing for a whole season. Part of that maybe is because of Pep as well. We're always tinkering. But sometimes when you're that good, you're not going to get moved about. You're not good. No. But again, we have to put that in there as well. You have to show it consistently. So
I will never let injuries make me not give appreciation to the talent of the player. It's not your fault. I know we laugh and joke and we say, "I'll get rid of Naby and Ox because they can't play and stuff." But if you're gonna actually like critique the player for what he is, I think it's a bit of a liberty that if he can't help getting injured, you'll get rid of what he does do when he plays in his ability based on the injuries. Gundogan as a player and when he does perform, when he's not injured, for Dortmund, for Man City, I think it's of a world-class level personally. But...
yeah, Dortmund he was sick, but when he's come to Man City, has he shown that same consistency? Or has he, as you said, he's been injured?
When he's been fit, I think he's shown it, yes.
For me, I don't think he's done it. And it's again, if he's world class, he just hasn't done it. And again, I'm trying to be strict here. And again, this is my list. I'm just saying, for me personally, I'm gonna
ask you guys a question. Gundogan has been at Manchester City since 2016.
Yeah,
5 years. How many of those years has he been world class?
Well, he's had a big injury every season, right?
I'm asking a question.
I would say this season, and there was another season, but I'm trying to remember. I say 2 out of 5. There was one more season where they won the league. I think he was decent, but I wouldn't say he was even world class though. This season's when I was like, no, Gundogan he's kind of coming back, kind of thing, like to back in when he was at Dortmund. But at Dortmund, I thought he was sick. I don't know whether I said he was world class though. At Dortmund, he was good. It's like Götze, isn't it? When Götze was young, Götze was sick. He had world class talent, but was he a world class player? I don't know.
For me, Gundogan's not in there. I love him as a player, but he can't
sick,
be in
bro.
there for me.
We tried to get him, bro.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, KDB and Mahrez. I was just deliberating over Fernandinho. Do you know, I'm putting Fernandinho in there because I think he's still amazing. So I got three then. I got three. KDB, Fernandinho, and Mahrez.
Would you not say that the first 2 years of Mahrez's Man City career weren't really that good?
No, I think they were good.
No.
Were they really though?
I think Mahrez,
in the last, say, like 12 to 18 months.
I would say only the first.
Before that, was Mahrez really that good?
No, because I'd only say the first 3 months of his career, he was only a little bit thing, and then once he caught his stride, he hasn't stopped. In my opinion, anyway.
He wasn't even a permanent starter.
No one is in the Pep team, though.
I said 3 months.
Sterling was a permanent starter for the majority of his Man City career.
And he's only been there for 3 years. He joined in 2018.
Yeah, and I'll say the first 18 months of that were pretty shaky. And then in the last 12 to 18 months, he's like coming to his own. I think Mahrez is world class, but I'm saying that you lost criteria of like consistency and all that. And you're not thinking about Leicester Mahrez more when you're thinking
I was going to say, forget about your criteria. He
wasn't that good.
Mine's been, my criteria has pretty much been the same from the beginning. I said 4 out of the 4 years, you had to have had 3 good seasons, 3 world-class seasons out of those. I think Mahrez
had that though. In
my opinion, out of 4 seasons, the last 4 seasons, I think Mahrez has, personally.
I disagree with that.
Fair enough. Top 5 right-sided wingers in world football, I think he gets in for me.
Same. And it's that simple.
No, I don't think he... What, in the last 4 years are we talking?
In the last 4 years. Because that's
in
how
the last
started.
4 years, Mahrez is definitely not top 5.
So who is?
Who is there?
Who's above him then?
It's going to take ages to do that. Let's not do that. But I think he's world class. I'm just saying, I think there was a pretty shaky stage in his Man City career.
Yeah, as I said, he had like 3, in my opinion, 3 months when he first came into the team. He didn't look amazing. Then after them 3 months, he settled down.
Only 3 months?
Yeah, bro.
All right, fair enough.
But that's just my opinion. From what I saw of Mahrez.
There was a point where he nearly left, you know.
No, I don't think he was ever going to leave.
No, there was a point where he nearly, in terms of it was looking like he wasn't actually going to be able to cement himself in that team. And this season, he turned it all around.
Disagree.
Fair enough. Let's move on to attack.
World class, though, personally.
So Jesus, Sterling, Torres, and Aguero.
I still think
I know them names, but say them again. Sorry.
Jesus, Sterling, Aguero, and Torres.
I still think Aguero is world class.
Say again.
I still think Aguero is world class. Aguero, I think he's still world class. He can still do it. Because if you're telling me a bad man can still do it, Aguero can definitely still do it.
I'm not arguing. I think Aguero's world class.
No, I'm just saying. Just watch anyway. Could a fit Aguero? Because remember, you do like to bring out the whole injury thing. I'm telling you from now, bruv, Aguero's gonna mash up the La Liga. You know, just what?
Can I ask you guys a question?
Gonna go back there and mash
probably
up again.
more so for you, Drift. You've got Walker in because you think his consistency in Man City has been excellent,
and his ability.
Could you not say the same about Sterling?
See, with Sterling, I really doubt his actual overall ability. That's the only thing. I think he's very basic. But I
think Walker's extremely basic.
Sometimes, see, the difference is when you're a defender, being basic's not a problem because you just get the job done. When you're a striker and you're supposed to have invention, being basic is a problem. But I won't argue.
Hold on, Drift. I disagree. Alan Shearer's pretty basic.
What?
Alan Shearer's pretty basic.
You know, today's been a madness.
What have I missed? Sorry,
Hold on.
What have I missed?
Was Alan Shearer?
What have I missed?
I'm not saying Alan Shearer was a world class, but Alan Shearer is pretty basic. As a footballer, Alan Shearer was pretty basic as a footballer.
Yeah, Alan Shearer wasn't like the most like what's the word, fancy or techie. I don't know if I go basic though. Basic is more like.
But hold on, so what is basic mean? Someone's automatically rubbish now?
No. I'm just saying like, it depends how you see basic.
Woo! All right. So guys, tell me what I'm. All right, tell me how Shearer's not basic, because you're laughing, Drift, but tell me how he's not basic.
I'm not laughing, bro. This is no laughing matter. I just heard someone say Alan Shearer's basic. I'm not laughing at all.
So tell me why it's not. Then prove me wrong, bro. Just tell me where I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'll say
someone else said it better. I would use the term one-dimensional, so to speak. Like, but then maybe that is kind of basic at the same time. Then I don't know how people. No,
again,
do you know what it is?
I don't have a problem if someone disagrees with my opinion. Tell me why I'm tripping. Tell me why I'm bugging. Tell me why you're laughing. Prove to me, and if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong, innit?
I'm not laughing. There's other strikers out there that can do more than him. But obviously, for goal scoring, it's a wrap, innit? It's a wrap.
But you know, a lot of this conversation about Shearer, when people are saying he's basic, is based on after his near career-ending ankle injury, when he had to adapt his game and change, right? You know, Alan Shearer had pace, had technique, and then when he got the ankle injury, he just molded his game because he wasn't able to still do what he used to be.
I never said he didn't have anything, but you just said.
No, I'm just to call Alan Shearer basic is mind-boggling. But you know what? Obviously, opinions are cool. I'm not gonna like start.
Weren't like he weren't. He was like a news.
So let me ask you a question. You said Sterling's basic. I'd argue, even though Shearer was a better striker, Sterling could do more than Alan Shearer potentially.
Not if you took away his pace.
But you can't just say take away man's pace.
No, but that's why I think he's basic, because I think if you take away Sterling's pace, he's basic.
But bruv, you can't just take away one of.
No, his finishing isn't good.
All right, if I said
Drift, great. If I said all right, he's not a great passer. He's not.
Drift, if I said take away Alonso's passing, is that fair?
No, because that's different.
So that's why we've taken away someone's pace then.
Because passing is something that you work at and get better and better at. You're either born with pace or you're not.
You can develop your pace. You can know how to use your pace.
Yeah, you can try and improve it a little bit, but you've either got pace or you're not. That's a God-given talent. Like that's a God-given talent, pace. Like you either got it or you don't. Like you can get a bit faster and work at what you've got, but that's a God-given talent. Passing is something you can work at, and you can get better and better and better and better at if you work hard enough.
So
I mean, I know a lot of people will naturally be good.
All right,
so that's something that you can develop way better than.
All right, so here's the thing, then, Drift. I could turn around and say that some people are born with a naturally more powerful shot than others as well.
Oh no, I'd probably say that, but then again.
So isn't that a gift in the same way that pace is, then?
Yeah, but you can kind of work at. If you get your legs stronger, your power and your shot will improve. But again,
but it will never be as like Shearer was. Fowler's even said it himself. Fowler never developed his shooting. He was just born with that.
No, but I mean, what are we going to say? Because remember, without accuracy, power in your shot isn't really that big of a deal. You just keep blasting it over the bar or blasting it wide. So I don't know if power in your shot is necessarily an attribute that we need to care about, so to speak.
I just think Shearer went fancy.
Oh, guys in the comments, I didn't say Shearer was all power. Come on, man.
I just think he went fancy. Like, you see, like, for example,
here's the wickedest thing. That's why I just stay quiet, because I don't want to like attack Cal for his opinion.
No, but I don't mind being attacked. But just listen to what I'm saying.
Just wild, but it's cool if that's what you want to think. It's like
I asked you a question. No, but no one's been able to tell me how he's not basic. Even though he was the most effective striker.
Do you know why he's not basic?
Alan, before the injury, Alan Shearer had skill and pace, plus ridiculous technique and
I wouldn't go
skill.
Everything I agree with you. I would say skill.
All right. Here's what I'm saying. What people forget, skill in the way of the ability to beat a player, not like Ronaldinho, but Shearer was beating man before the ankle injury. He wasn't just all he can do is just shoot. Like a lot of people don't know Shearer before the injury because
he was fast. He used his pace to get around people, but I wouldn't say skill. Like, you know, like for example, like Michael Owen.
Like the conversation I have with people when they say Michael Owen had no skill, and I'm like, what? How did Michael Owen not have any skill? But a lot of people just remember old Owen when he had the injuries.
No, but Owen running with the ball. As someone pointed out, Hayden is a skill. They've all got skills. It just depends on whether, like, again, like there's different strikers, isn't it? Like Henry was a striker that was like had everything and was fancy with it and had flair. Where Shearer was a complete striker, in my opinion, but just didn't have the flair. He didn't have flair, and he wasn't. Yeah, he just very much like just he just bangs goals, innit? But I wouldn't say that's basic though. Me personally, I would just say that he just didn't have flair.
I'm not calling him.
I think the problem here is like when I say the word basic, people automatically think I think basic is rubbish.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because people just think if you say basic, like what?
No,
basic,
because the word
Shane Long or something.
I don't think Sterling's rubbish, so I get where you're coming from. But what I limited then is probably a less disrespectful way to put it, because basic maybe sounds like a disrespect. I think Sterling.
If people think the word basic is disrespectful, fair enough. But
it kind of is. Because if my girl, I'm not gonna lie, my girl said to me, "I'm basic in bed," I'm taking it as an insult. So I do believe that basic can kind of
depends on you, though, innit?
Bro, I think most people would. If you're at a party and you go, no, I'm not gonna lie, Cal's basic in bed still. But that's not a compliment. That's not a compliment.
No, it's not. But
so
if I'm basic, innit? Like, I don't want my girlfriend to start lying and be like, "Yeah, Cal's fire in bed," and then I'm not. Like,
you know what? First of all, in public, no lie. I know I'm not basic, but lie anyway. Yeah, but what I'm saying is. Maybe basic is coming across. Maybe basic is coming across as a little bit disrespectful in what the word is. Because even if you said to me like, what did you think of that like meal I cooked the other day? Like, what did you think? And I went, that was basic, Cal. You would kind of feel a bit like, it was just basic, yeah.
I personally wouldn't get offended by it.
Not even necessarily offended, but maybe you'd be underwhelmed with my response, and you was hoping I'd be like, "That was nice, bro."
If I put all my day and my effort into it, then
I'm saying, say you took 4 or 5 hours to prepare and make that meal, and then I went, "Yeah, it was basic, Cal." Maybe it is a bit rude. So maybe we should say Sterling and Shearer. We don't think they're basic, but I think there were limitations within. I think there's limitations within Sterling. Why I don't think that Sterling's consistency can boost him into the world class, because I think he's good, but his consistency levels can't be argued with. I'll agree with that. But there's still things about Sterling's game where I'm like, nah, I can't put it in the world-class bracket. Even if I'm moving my own goalpost, I can't put Sterling in the world-class bracket.
That's fair enough. That is fair enough. Matt, do you have Sterling in world-class?
Sterling is world-class?
I'm asking.
Do you think Sterling's world-class, Matt?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think so.
All right. So I'm tallying this up, guys, and I don't know whether this is us being biased or what. But for Liverpool, me and Matt had 7 players, Drift, you had 8.
There's a reason we're the best team in the league, but we had a bad season, all right?
Leicester, Drift's only got 1. Chelsea, me and Matt have got 1 each. Drift, you've got 3.
Oh, right. Did you not have any Leicester players? You didn't put Vardy in, no?
No.
Oh, yeah, shit. Right, boy. All right, fair enough.
Arsenal, me and Drifty had 1, Matt, you didn't. Tottenham, me and Matt had 2, Drift, you had 3. Man U, Drift, you had 3, me and Matt only had 1. And Man City, Matt's got 5, I've got 6, Drifty, you've got 7.
Pretty even between the 2 best teams in the league. Kind of makes sense.
Are we biased as fans? As Liverpool fans?
Without a doubt.
Of course we are. I think it kind of shows that.
But you know what, though? I think there are people who would find a harder argument without their biasness to disrespect the players we said are world-class in comparison. Like a Man U and an Arsenal fan or a Chelsea fan can't sit down and take their bias out and argue why their players are more world-class than ours. It would just all be biased. Like that dumb Chilwell was as good as Robertson argument, or Reece James is as good as Trent argument. That's all bias. That's all bullshit. Like, we know that's a fact. And that's not even me being biased saying that. If anybody thinks Chilwell can talk to Robertson, please get your head examined.
No, of
course.
Like,
honestly.
Yeah,
like,
no, 100%,
what are you talking about? Do you get what I'm saying? Reece James is as good as Trent. Which blood clot? Like, honestly, like, come on, man.
Yeah, but we do that as fans. Players will have one good game and then
they get hyped. Ruben Diaz is better than VVD, bruv. If you go on Twitter.
You know what is the beauty of football? Because as the fan of that team, you're allowed
Ruben
to
Diaz
do that.
better than
no,
VVD.
I disagree. I don't think that's
No. I do agree you're allowed to do that as the fan of that team in your own world, but just don't say it out to everyone else. That's the difference. Don't go on Twitter and start going, "Hey, are you mad? Man, that Rudiger's world class." Well, he nearly was out the door.
Twitter doesn't define the world, though. Twitter's a very small segment of the world, and half the people three-quarters of the people on Twitter aren't even being serious about it either.
There is a part of me
that
that feels like there was quite a bit of recency bias that played into you lot's decision. But again, you made it clear at the beginning that was part of it, so there's nothing wrong with it.
I could turn around and say you played on nostalgia for yours.
And I wouldn't even argue against that.
Well, I said it's body of work.
I wouldn't even argue against that.
Last 3 seasons. What have they given? And where are they now?
Nostalgia is also there for a reason, though, because you remember the magic. And that magic isn't make-believe like we're watching a fairy tale. It was real. It was real. I saw Gareth Bale burn out, man, and pack top corners and all make man pulling.
We all did.
We all did, but I'm talking about
what I'm saying. At least for me, I can rest easy with my conscience that I feel like nostalgia is an okay way to make your judgment. Even if other people feel like it's wrong, that's cool. But I still believe nostalgia is an okay reason to have your opinion, if that makes sense.
Fair dues.
That felt got the best goal ever scored in the Champions League final, for an example. I don't just think that's nostalgia. I think that's a fact.
That is true. But that was 17-18 season. Yeah. That's true, though. That's true.
It's a shame who it was against.
Yeah, goalkeeping was mad, but you know.
There's not really much you can do about that, is there? Like,
very true. I'm going to read out some of these super chats now. Then, give me a sec. Basin Face says Hendo makes a team better. Definition of a mentality monster. People hate him because he's slow on FIFA. Shout.
You know, I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like a lot of people do let the playing computer thing get in their head when the stats are crap on the player, and they're like, "Oh, bun that you."
That's
man.
Mad using computer game as a barometer.
Nisa says, "Hey lads, question for you: do you think these German managers are the go-to now for this era, with the last 3 German managers winning the 3 Champions Leagues? Klopp, Flick, and Tuchel, love and bless."
I think there's a very strong argument for that. I think you've got to take...
In terms of the nation, I think Germany have got the strongest.
This is going to come across as biased, and I don't mean it to. But I think out of those 3 managers, Klopp's the only one that I think you can 30 on that. I think when you're a Bayern Munich manager, I'm not taking anything away from Flick because he is a good coach. But I feel like when you got the Bayern Munich job, the way people cuss Pep saying, "Oh, you have to win the Champions League. If you don't win the Champions League, you're a..." Some people go as far as to say he's a failure if you don't win the Champions League, even though he's got all these Premier League titles, because that's kind of the point of why he was brought in. If you're Bayern Munich, the point is to win the Champions League. It's a given that they should win their domestic cup. So I'm not taking anything away from Flick because he is a good manager, but I feel like you're meant to kind of be a winner of that if you're a Bayern Munich coach. And Tuchel, I still feel like the jury's out because I feel like there's a foundation that was built regardless. And I feel like let's see if this wave continues. Because I've watched Tuchel at PSG and Dortmund, and I'm not going to act like what he's doing at Chelsea now can't have the set. I feel like you do have to put the whole career in when you're putting it in. And if you'd have talked about Tuchel before what he's done at Chelsea now, nobody would have said Tuchel was a top 5 manager. Nobody. So I know he's done well this season and credit to him, but don't all of a sudden just start going over the top. Tuchel is a very good manager. He can't talk to your Peps and your Guardiola and your Klopps and that yet. Let's calm down on that. He won. Di Matteo won the Champions League. If there's anything that lets you know a Chelsea manager winning the Champions League shouldn't be the basis of what you are, Di Matteo won the Champions League. Avram Grant got them to a final. Like, Chelsea are what they are. There's no soul, but they win shit. That's just their mold. That's what they do. Let them keep doing it. You know what I mean? It don't feel real to me, but probably feels real to them. That's fair enough, innit? You're allowed your own emotion. When I watch that club win things, I kind of feel like,
LFC Aaron, was Coutinho world class? Yes, for me, he was.
Yeah.
Ooh, he was. Coutinho.
1975 Jamrock says, how many world class seasons has Hendo had at Liverpool?
He's been here for
Since
9 years.
2011.
Is it 9 years he's been here?
10.
Oh, is it 10 now? Is this his 10th year? I'll say 6 of those 10 years were world class.
6.
Yep. 5 to 6, yeah. Don't shoot me. That's just my opinion.
6. Could you name me those seasons?
Nah, bro, low it. This is low.
That's a whole nother argument.
We'll cut this up another time about whether Hendo was truly world class and go through and decipher each and every season.
6.
I said 5 or 6.
Okay. Says Drifty has been crying all day. Q's Origi is leaving.
You know what, guys? I want him to go now because I do want him to go and get some playing time. I'm gonna do that stupid if you love them, let them go crap. Like, I want him to go start playing football. Don't want him to go Wolves now that Thingy's not there anymore, because I don't know what's going to be going on at Wolves now. But I do want him to go and get a career for himself, because I do think he's a good player.
Alfonso Bell says none. He hasn't had one. We're going to Henderson. I think that's disingenuous. Aaron, shout out to Aaron, says champions of Europe. He's obviously a Chelsea fan. Aaron, I'll speak to you offline. Star Dazing. Hendo is a better passer and leader than Kante. Yeah, I would say Kante's passing is very underrated.
No. Henderson is, but there's also other aspects of the game as well. Yeah. But he's right though; those things are correct. I agree with those things. He's right.
Kante's better at passing than people give him credit for. Kyle, you're right about that. He's better at passing than people give him credit.
Henderson's a better long range and short range passer than Kante. He's a better leader. I think that is correct, but I think there's other aspects.
And I'd even say there's even an argument that Henderson's got a better shot than Kante as well.
Maybe.
In fact, no, he's got a better shot than Kante.
I think they're both about the same, to be honest.
No, I think Henderson's got a better shot.
Henderson's got a better shot than Kante.
Better finisher as well, because think of it, Henderson scored goals over the last couple of years that Kante wouldn't really even sniff.
You say that. If you actually look at Kante's goals, you'd be surprised. He just doesn't get into those positions because it's not his role, innit? But when he actually does, you'll be surprised how he finishes. Himanshu says, who's had the better career, Sterling, Mane, Son or Hazard?
For career?
Yeah.
Hazard.
It's between Mane and Hazard.
Yeah, I think it might be Hazard though. Might be.
No, you know, you probably got... No, actually it is Hazard, because Hazard won the Premier League 3 times. Am I right? He's got...
Is it twice or 3? It's either 2 or 3.
Like I'm going to go Hazard as well.
I'll go Hazard because he's got 3 Premier League.
Oh, yeah, Hazard, man. Probably Hazard.
And he even won La Liga last season, didn't he? I know he didn't play that much.
He didn't do nothing, though. I don't even count.
No, but he's got the... If you're talking about career, he's got the medal, though, don't he? Because remember, if you're talking about career, that technically kind of just comes down to
that is true, actually. That is true.
You know what I mean? So I'll say
Hazard. Talk about career.
Hazard hasn't never really done it in Europe, though.
No. I'll say that's wrong, because I think he did really well in the Europa League. It's not the highest level, but he did really well
for one season.
But
international stage as well.
Even the Europa, you'd argue, is just a great final he had.
Him and De Bruyne were going on horrible versus Brazil.
Well for, like, maybe not as well as in the final, but I think he played well for the majority of the game.
Himanshu, so Drift, is Hazard world class even now based on ability?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt.
Promo says, if Bobby could shoot, he'd be super world class. Star Dazin says Bruno being called world class is a stat merchant's dream. Watch the actual entire performance of Bruno. I agree with Drift. Only Pogba. Again, I could argue if you watch the whole game of Pogba has a couple of moments and doesn't really affect the game over the course of 90 minutes. He has moments, the same as Bruno. The only difference is Bruno has more moments.
I just think Bruno's more effective.
I agree with that. But
Bruno's more effective.
I agree with that, but the talent, I couldn't not put him in.
Pogba's got more talent. I agree. I just think Bruno's more effective, though.
Yeah. Like, Pogba's talent is stupid. Like, Pogba, talent-wise, craps on 95, 98% of midfielders.
100, yeah, it does, actually. But there's more to it than talent.
I wouldn't go
bro.
Talent-wise, I wouldn't go as far as to say 98% of everyone, but he's up there.
He's got dribbling, he's got strength, he's got long, short-range passing, he can finish, and he can shoot with both feet.
He can, but 98% means that
headering is good as well. He's got everything to be the best, but he's not.
He's got all the attributes to be the best. Actually.
He's played left wing for a reason.
No, I'm not. Listen, what I think is quite strange is how much kind of like deliberation there is about Hazard. I know this conversation isn't about La Liga, but a few people have obviously met. I find it kind of strange how many people like doubt Hazard. I do find that Hazard is levels. I find that kind of strange.
I'm not saying levels, but again, the question that everyone will ask is, when was the last time he had a good season?
LSE.
I mean, I don't know, man. I just find it mad to question Hazard. I do. I find it mad to question him still.
LFC Aaron, who's had a better career, Kate or my toothbrush?
That is so peak.
Depends how durable your toothbrush is.
For your toothbrush might only last you a week, so I don't know, bro.
Troy M says world class equals walks into most of the best teams in the world right now, which means they almost certainly have to be top 5 to 7 in their position.
Right now. That's how I was basing it, like right now. Obviously, you can't dismiss it, but it will.
9075 Jamrock says better right back, Trent, Hakimi or Cancelo?
Trent.
Trent, and Hakimi is more of a wing back than a right back, in my opinion.
I'll go Trent, Cancelo and Hakimi for me.
Because Hakimi, they play a 3-5-2. Hakimi ain't playing in no standard 4-4-2, bro. Yeah. Or 4-3-3.
Can that argument not also be said about Chilwell, man?
Nah, Chilwell's done both.
I've seen Chilwell do it at Leicester. No,
but he's much better at the wing.
He's better, but I've seen
the responsibility.
Chilwell's very good going forward. I don't think he's as good as well, though.
Said that defensively, they didn't even care he was leaving. Remember, a lot of Leicester fans said defensively, he's
a better wing back. He's a better wing back than a
without a doubt, way better wing back than he is left back. That's a fact.
Because Hakimi's good again, but defensively, Hakimi is not amazing. He's okay. He's all right, but you wouldn't sit there and go, no, defensively he's sound. Like he's a bit meaty.
Sharif says, you guys seen what Salah said about Mane off the field? He is his brother and best friend.
Yeah,
Shut the conspiracy theories up now. It's always been like, look, I've said this time and time again. If someone was to just see me for the first time on a football pitch, you'd see me arguing with some of my best friends. It happens. It's a football pitch. We have an argument. The moment the whistle's blown, we hug and we even laugh about it. Might not speak to each other for a day if the argument was really bad. But that's it.
But that's why I tweeted it out. Real brethren and real family argue because that's what the relationship is about.
They beef.
And then you get over it, and it ain't even like, do you think me and my brother have ever actually had to say to each other, I'm sorry, bro, or whatever? Just get over it, because it's life. It's the closest person I've ever had in my life, ever. Like, if you really tally up the whole thing, my brother is the closest person that I will ever have in my life. Literally. But we've had the maddest beefs. You lot have witnessed some of them. The maddest beefs, like where you'll be like, them man are gonna murk each other. But it is what it is. That's just how life goes, man. If you ain't beefing like to that level, you're not really boys. Let's be honest. People think we fall out. As soon as we finish the show, we're laughing and joking and talking about what we're doing next. No one cares. on the show, man, them are like, are you lot stop,
For
man?
real, yeah. Not on the show, it's different,
like
isn't it?
goals, man. That's how it goes,
opinions.
1975 Jamrock says better left back, Robbo, Davies, or Theo Hernandez.
Come on, man.
Robbo.
Man.
DJ says a team that won the Champions League only has 2 world-class players. In my humble opinion, yes.
Because you don't have to have world-class players to win something.
No, you don't.
Quesiano says Drifty Rago tonight, the Men in Black Shades. Biggs 1871 says Drift looking like he belongs in the P Diddy video, saying take that bad boy for life. 1975 Jamrock says you think Mahrez is a top 5 winger in the last 5 years.
I can't take you seriously, man.
Me personally, I think Mahrez in the last 5 years has been a top 5 winger. In my personal humble opinion.
Same, but I think Mahrez is cold. I remember when Mahrez, there's a potential we could have got him. Yeah. When he was even less, and I was like, we've got to get Mahrez, but Mahrez is too. But Mahrez, I'm gonna say this right now. In terms of wingers in the Prem, just in the Prem, he's the most technically gifted, in my opinion.
Fair shout. DJ says, Cal, bro, you always think you're right. Walker is defo world class. Definitely don't always think I'm right. And if that's your opinion, that's your opinion. Troy M says, did you guys do managers of the top 6 too? We haven't.
Technically.
Should we just quickly throw that in because there's no point making that a separate show? Should we just rate the managers?
What, whether they're world class or not?
Yeah.
We'll just only 2 then.
I was gonna say that's kind of.
Well, then we still did it.
I didn't think that would even be a conversation. I didn't think that'd be a conversation.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that even like what them man there?
But then we did it. We still did it. So cool, isn't it? Just sprinkle it on top of it.
That was a sprinkle.
There's certain man that was talking like Arteta and them man, but there's certain Chelsea man who will say Tuchel's world class.
Yeah, that's silly though, isn't it?
Nah, them man are on stuff.
ZZ says Shearer even had a basic goal celebration too. Look, I want to clear up this whole basic thing.
That goal celebration was 30.
You see, when I say basic,
you knew what it was though. If he was doing that, you just got packed. It was simple.
That's like a tin of baked beans, though. You know what you're gonna get from there. It's just beans and sauce, fam. If
the zombies really rise up, Heinz beans are gonna save everyone's life, bro.
Nah, yeah.
You see, when I say basic, and it's obviously just has been a translation where it's been lost. I would say Robbo's basic, but I think Robbo's the best left back in world football.
Oh, so if you're saying Robbo's basic,
I would say that Robbo is textbook, not basic.
Yeah, I would go with
textbook though.
No, because Robbo literally does everything. No, just right. Because textbook is go.
Textbook for me is like a definition, like a dictionary. If you look up the word, what is the definition of that word? That's what textbook is. And Robbo is textbook left back. Textbook left back. Like, yeah, there might not be the extra frills like where Edison has, where he's a goalie and then he's got that fabulous passing ability. But textbook means that's the definition of what a left back is.
Okay, so if I call Shearer textbook, are you guys all right with me using that term?
100%.
So it's just the word. It wasn't my.
Yeah. Because
are you not really hate the word basic then?
No, because basic sounds like limited.
And I take that back for me to say Sterling was basic because it does sound disrespectful.
Okay, so I'm with you guys now. All right, I'm with you. My basic, I'd have said it was textbook, but fair enough. If that's the term that everyone's more comfortable with. Fair dues. Streets Approved Tem says, is Grealish world class? No.
Got world class potential though.
Let me have Grealish at Liverpool, please.
Hey, Grealish in the midfield.
You've got to get used to him playing in sky blue, right?
Yeah, I know. But look, people, we're going to sign off here. You got a much longer show than you should have. Now it's time for you guys in the comments to let us know which team in the Big Six plus Leicester has the most world-class players. If you think there's any players that we've left out that you think should be in there, let us know why. Just to confirm, we've all said Liverpool have got the most world-class, Man City is second. We've actually, weirdly enough, we've gone Tottenham third, Man United fourth, Chelsea 5th, Arsenal 6th, and Leicester 7th.
That's mad. Chelsea are lower than what I thought. But anyway.
So it kind of just proves
systems.
Not even just systems. Even though you like Liverpool got world-class players, I think the squad. I think it's the squad that shows.
Yeah,
because you can have 8 world-class players and then 8 players who you deem as the lowest ranking.
Yeah, finished.
It's going to balance out to bring
Scrubs.
you to he's going to balance out. Whereas Man City may have slightly less world-class players, but their overall squad is better than ours. You'd argue Chelsea as a Man United squad may be better than ours as well.
Yeah.
Plus, you got to remember, if you're like international class or top quality, but you're just not quite world class, it would probably even be better to have like 11 top quality players than 3 world class players and 4 dead players.
Hence why Liverpool didn't win with steroids.
You know, DP, we probably have the strongest first 11.
It's been like that with Rafa as well. It's like that Rafa.
Our bench is so, bro. Well, I wouldn't even go into it.
It's a fact. We've got the best starting 11. It's a fact. If it was Pro Evo, remember Pro Evo, Matt, where you could just make everybody green or thingy, yeah?
Yeah.
No injuries or whatever.
Everyone's arrow just point up.
Because I know they changed the colour now. Like,
they changed it now.
Good, but it used to be bad or whatever. But if you can just make everybody be their best, whatever, there's no injuries and everyone's just at their best, Liverpool's got the best first 11.
100%, bro. But again, it's we've known this for a while. In fact, we've always known this since Klopp's been in charge, unfortunately. But you know, we move.
But as Cal said, even under Rafa, same thing.
1975 Jamrock, that makes this season even more worse than it was. Facts. Scoop on Football, Miss Super Chat. Based on your criteria, 3 years performance, Robbo and Trent aren't world class. 17-18 not regulars, 18-19, 19-20, and 2021 inconsistent.
Do you know what I'll say to that? I don't care.
Oh, are you going to say there's an exception to the rule?
No. I was going to say, I'll jump in here. I said out of the 4 seasons, I need 3 seasons to be at a world class level. I think the combination there between 17-18 to the end of 2020-21, I think you've got 3 seasons there, in my opinion.
Or at least 3 years if they're not talent, if they're not seasons.
In my personal opinion.
Listen, I'm gonna be real.
I like the way you dealt with that, but that was very, very excellent defense.
But Scoop on Football knows what he's trying to do.
I know. No, but I don't even care because Trent is different. Trent and Robbo, I think of, because again, remember, I'll even go back and say this. I said I haven't seen a right back since Dani Alves in the modern game that can do what Trent does.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you, Dani Alves was a special talent. But in terms of the passing, I've never seen a right back that can do what Trent does.
Dare I say it? Trent is going to be up there when it's all said and done with Gerrard and Alonso when you think of his passing. He's a defender, but when we look back and when he's done, some of the stuff he can do is stupid.
Yeah.
We're talking half volley stuff and stuff that you're like, what?
Trent's passing is different.
Yeah.
But don't sleep on Danny. I know Dani Alves' crossfield passing weren't like Trent's, but you see Dani Alves crossing though, and his insightful passing in the final third. Dani Alves is different.
Yeah.
I think Alves was a lot more technical ability. He was a special footballer technically. But when it comes to the crossing, you weren't talking to Trent though.
Drift.
Well, you don't think Dani Alves could cross as well as Trent?
Yes.
Of course.
It just wasn't their game. He just didn't do it often, but of course he could.
Dani Alves is. This is what I say. Dani Alves is different.
Bruv, of course he could.
Dani Alves was. Listen, anyway, we're going on right here,
I'm not even going to argue. We don't need to have an argument about it. I don't know.
Whoa. But people, Friday we'll be back. I keep on saying rival watch. Kopish calling on Friday. We will be back. So make sure you follow us on social media just in case there's any breaking news. You may see us on here as well. So keep up to date with us on social media. To let you guys know, we're also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. So if you need to listen to this or you can't watch it, then do let us know and you can just pop over to Spotify or Apple iTunes.
Good, just thinking he's slick. Putting his one little comment there to back up.
But yes, people.
Also, before we go, sorry to cut you, Cal.
Go on.
As well, people, we've got a new show coming out every day from now. It's our new summer news show, which will be dropping every day regarding news. It'll be about 10 minutes long.
Every weekday.
Yeah, every weekday. Sorry, yeah, just giving you the latest rundown of what's going on in Liverpool's world and potentially some Euro stuff as well. But yeah, look out for that.
Shout out to Narit. Yep, man and the missus anniversary yesterday. Shout out to Narit for his birthday, dropping a beat for Narit's dad. And also Jeffrey Greaves is one of our long-time supporters. It's his birthday recently as well. So shout out to Jeffrey as well. And I'm not going to drop the beat for the anniversary because the missus always gets a present. Is
it basic or is it world class?
You'll have to ask the missus. I ain't answering, bro. But you lot are public in it, so she's got to lie in it. She's got to lie.
Always world class effort, though, right?
Has to be, bro. Come on, it's got to be elite, bro. It's got to be elite. Come on now.
I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm elite still. I'm not going to. That's not the thing, bro.
Boy.
The heart's ready, but the body's not always elite still. Sometimes it's even a sending off in the first couple of minutes, bro. It is what it is, bro. Being real with you, man.
I'm not even gonna lie, though, bro. If you take out their star player, that first 5 minutes affects the game, bro.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. 97 Jamrock. Cal, did you check out? Lee said, make sure I'm stat padded. I'm trying to ting, bro. Trying to ting. Did you check out Sekou Koita? No, I haven't checked out Sekou Koita. I will do though.
So I haven't checked him out, no.
But yes, until tomorrow, well, until Friday, people, thank you very much for watching. Smash the like button. Stay safe, stay blessed. We're Kopish, we're out, people. Take care.
Peace.
Oh,